Hey, hello. Hold on, let's get this party started a little bit. Hello.
Hello, hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Just move you to the left a little bit there. Well, right. Bear.
I am here. Don't mind any noises or anything I make. I am finishing up some pizza.
What noises? I hear nothing. Hold on, let me sit you on a chair over here. There are not enough chairs for all of us. That is deeply funny.
I'll share. Someone can sit in my lap or something.
I'm gonna turn you down a little bit because if you're loud for me, you're really loud for them. Oh,
Hello.
it's a momochi meal.
Hi. Hello. Good afternoon.
How are you, Momo?
Hi. I'm good. I'm good. Just got off work and made some food, and now I'm here.
Welcome in.
Yay. How is everyone doing? Is my volume okay?
Yes. Hello,
Okay,
Lonely.
okay. Hello, Molly.
Standing on the table.
Gosh, it's the if only. Why is if only taller than me in this PNG?
It's more accurate.
It's not accurate at all.
It's also partially because your character is crouching. Don't worry.
Oh, you're right, you're right. Thank you. Yes, it's because I'm crouching.
I don't know what you're talking about. Momo is clearly taller. See?
Yeah, exactly. See? Ha! Wow. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for putting this together.
Well, thank you for accepting. It was a very like weird moment of who do I know that would be totally down to do this, regardless of whether or not they know anything about Dungeons and Dragons. And you literally popped up like first.
Oh, I see. I mean, I never actually like play like a real D&D campaign, but I do play like mini ones with my friends on the side, and I know a little bit about it, but that was like a long time ago. So having this opportunity was like, whoa! I get to be like a part of something that I've never done before.
You
so
get
it's
to
like,
think like
wow.
a dungeon master.
Yes, like that's exactly the charm to it. Never done it before, no idea if I'm even like doing it right, but we'll see.
I think we are all gonna do great. I think we're gonna have a fun, silly time. As soon as May gets in, I am gonna go make myself a drink just to be a silly little guy, because this is a bar. Can I get y'all anything?
I'm allergic to a lot of things, so can I just have some apple juice?
Do I have apple juice in my command, actually? Unironically, I don't know if I do.
Oh, if you don't, just water is fine.
Poopy.
Just some H2O.
I do have water.
Yay!
I know I put that one in there, but I'll add apple juice because it's a crime. I have chalky milk, but I don't have apple juice for some reason, which is unacceptable.
You should add those sometimes. It'll be a favorite for sure.
For sure. Okay. If only. How are you doing?
Good. I will gladly take some chalky milk.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited. This is
I'm
new.
excited too.
It's gonna be weird, but in a fun way.
Weird is good though. It's good.
I agree. I'm going to.
Oh, I'm just now realizing everybody is using their little icons that we got for the art, and I'm not. Darn.
You are not required to, but if you wanted to change that, it would update within the Fugitech thing without you having to send me a new link. So that's up to you. I can send you that if you need
I ain't got that kind of patience. This is fine. I'm okay being an Uno card.
it. The
Pretty
vibe,
Uno card.
the vibe of your character when you when you talk matched the mood of that statement perfectly.
Aww.
What was the plan?
It was the
It
plan.
was their plan all along.
To be fair, I just changed mine to the chibi right before we started.
Oh my gosh, me too.
I was
yeah.
I was making changes to my stuff literally at work an hour before I got home. 'Cause
Oh.
I was working in the home brewery app, which is Chrome enabled. So you can just log in with your email address and work on things from multiple computers. And I was like, frick, hold on, what edits do I want to make? And then I did another round of how many typos can I find? And I don't know that I got them all, and that's the biggest concern for me.
Ah, I see.
I completely forgot to typo check.
I don't
You
think,
know, it's fine, but then
I don't think I saw any, and also
Okay.
you have time.
Sure, it'll be
It's fine.
okay.
Well,
Yes.
you know.
I'll just pretend that it's some D&D language. It's not a typo.
That's valid.
Even if there's typo, I probably wouldn't even notice. Because English is hard. Who knows? Maybe some people spell it like that.
I'm also not planning on posting my thing anytime soon, only because I need to make some edits to it.
Ah,
Mainly,
okay.
I need to add the other age classes of dragons, which we'll get to that if you are unaware of how that works.
Ah, okay.
I want to make like a stat sheet and stuff for mine if I do end up posting it.
I will happily
And
help
a drawing.
anybody with that. If you need a stat sheet, I will help you grind out that stat sheet.
I just want to make sure I don't make something that's, way too strong based on, thing that I have.
I mean, counterpoint, the dungeon master deserves ridiculous things too.
That's very true.
Oh,
I'm in a campaign right now, and we have two really good fighters, and I always feel bad for our DM because, they struggle so much with making encounters because they have to balance it around us.
ah.
This is why I don't play for what's it called, power optimization. I play for what makes the most sense for a cool that will end up with a cool story. I've started doing that a lot more the more I play D&D, and it's just been a lot more fun. I have some very silly stuff going on right now. Ah!
Oh,
Yeah, I went out of my
Whoa.
way not to make myself really,
Oh,
really
nice.
strong.
look, divine. They avatar. Ooh,
Let's go.
they transform like a magical, like magic.
Magic.
That did not take as long as I thought it would.
Mhm.
I didn't know if the Photoshop file would work with my art program, but it
Ah.
did.
I need to see if the artist has a Twitch. I don't think I saw that they did. Because I kind of want to hype them up real big. Like, they went above and beyond with this in ways I did not even expect them to. Please commission them. Their art is so nice, and they were such a friendly person, and they, ripped pulling this out. Like,
Ah.
Gosh,
It turned out really well.
Yeah, it looks so good. W artist.
They do a lot of Doki Bird fan art, which is nice.
Oh.
That's part of the reason I was like, I vaguely trust this. The advent of AI has made me deeply frustrated.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
I do not consider that political speech. It's actively threatening my career.
I just want to draw my silly little things, not worry about a
too.
computer.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind the computer part, but I just don't want the computer taking my job when it could be taking, like, a job that kills people.
Oh.
We just need robots. Robots would be cool. Don't give them a pencil.
If the robot is sentient, it's allowed to do art. Until it's actually sentient, it should not be touching art. That's my 2 cents.
Real.
Because if it's sentient, then it's
Nice
inflicting its own
house.
worldview. Okay, I'm gonna go. I will not be able to hear y'all for a sec, because I'm gonna go make that drink. Feel free to chat. And if May shows up, start yelling, and I'll come running and put her in a good spot on the chair here. Unless someone else would like to sit with the kitty cat.
I am a fan of cats.
Yay.
Although I'd be facing the back of the chair.
I
Whoa.
think, I might be able to do something with that. Hold on. Transform. Flip horizontal. Hey! Let's go. Well, okay, bad news is you completely cut out. Okay, this is just not going. Hold on. I'm sorry. That's not gonna go well. We're gonna cut that off before it becomes a problem.
You know, maybe I'll look at the back of the chair, actually.
If only.
Cool kid set.
It wasn't even me. You can't yell at me this time.
Yeah, you can yell at me. I'll take the heat on that one.
I'm just kidding.
How do I
Actually,
have full
turn
screen
Bird
Discord
for
call?
Mhm.
Anyway, howdy guys. You excited?
Howdy.
Very
Everyone have
excited
their dragons
for-
ready.
Me.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I know Momo did a picture. What medium did you do?
Oh, I also did a picture that I drew out, and I also got a little time lapse of it.
Ooh. I'm excited to see.
I'm excited to see
Yeah,
everyone's.
heavily
Me too.
based off my cat.
Aw. That's so cute.
Here, did we get a picture of the cat as well?
He does show
Ooh.
up for a little bit in the time lapse because I used his actual photos to like draw on top of for like some poses, just because he's like the perfect posing animal I have.
Hmm. I wanna see. Eventually, as we
Patience,
proceed.
patience.
Yes, I gotta wait.
I think all 3 of us did photos here. I think all of us did photos actually.
I did not.
Oh, okay.
I think some wrote lores and descriptions.
The one that Addison, was that the one that he's doing?
Mm,
I know his is like writing. I don't know if he updated it and added more.
Okay.
we shall see.
Quality content here.
Exactly.
I'm excited to think of these things through the DM's perspective because I haven't gotten to DM a campaign of my own in like so many years.
Oh, really?
Last one I did was way back in school, so
Mm-hmm.
very excited.
Wow. Have you guys been playing D&D for a long time? Veteran players?
Not
I haven't
really
played
on
for a
my
while.
end.
Ah,
I first played back in middle school when I was like 12, 13.
whoa.
Well, it's been a while. And
Yeah.
the campaign I'm in now, I don't even know how long it's been going on, but it's 2 years now, something like that.
Oh, wow, that is very long. But do you guys have to like meet weekly to keep it
My
consistent?
friends and I play online because we're in a bunch of different time zones and stuff.
Mm-mm.
Hi,
Oh, hello.
Hi,
Hi.
May.
it's me.
It's May.
Joel.
Hi.
We were told to yell if you
Hi.
show up, but my throat
Yes.
hurts, so
Aww. That's so sweet.
someone else yell.
Mhm.
Ah,
Oh, wow.
there
Oh my
we
God,
go.
it worked.
I'm back.
It worked.
I'm still making the thing. Hold on.
It's okay. So like I'm in my starting student screen anyways. I'm on push to talk so that way if I say hi to my chat or anything, it won't bother you guys at all. I also just gotta use the bathroom before we start anyways.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, May, what can I find? The channel, the magic link.
Oh, I can send it in the call group chat.
Okay, let me see.
There we go.
Ah, thank you.
Hello.
So reliable.
I'll have to follow everyone after this.
Me too. Okay. Followed? Yes.
Here we go. Wonderful.
Mm.
Silence is deafening. What's everyone's favorite animal?
I like chinchillas. That's why I am one.
Shocker. The rat VTuber likes chinchillas.
I'm not a rat.
Yeah.
That's not true. I am a chinchilla, and they're fluffy. They're cute. They're jumpy. They're just so cute. They're my favorite.
My old roommate used to have a chinchilla.
Really? Whoa.
Mhm.
So cool.
His name was Dave. He was quite the
Oh.
little trickster.
Aha.
What was your name, Momo?
What was what?
George. That's what it was.
George?
George the chinchilla.
Oh yeah. We don't talk about that. That's yeah.
I used to have 2 chinchillas when I was, oh my God, so little. I don't remember their
Oh.
names at all.
Aww.
I still have their
That's so
cage back at
cute.
my old house, though. So
Oh,
They lived for so long.
they do.
I forget what happened to ours. I think we either had to sell them or they just, passed.
Aww.
I loved them. I used to play with them all the time instead of doing schoolwork.
Oh, that sounds like a
Alrighty, I'm back.
dream come true. Welcome back.
It's not a dream
Welcome
come
back.
true. I almost failed.
Yeah. Oh, never mind. But if you didn't have to do schoolwork, it would be a dream come true.
Yeah, summers were great.
Yes. Do you guys have any favorite animal? Or
Like monkeys.
oh, monkeys?
Yeah. When I was a kid, my favorite animal was tied between a monkey and a rhinoceros.
What's a rhinoceros?
Really big 4-legged animal with a big horn on its nose.
Oh, that sounds familiar. Because I swear I know what it is.
Hold on, I'm sending an image.
Is it a rhino, like a rhino thing?
Yeah, a rhino. Rhinoceros.
Oh yeah. I know what they are. Yes. I'm not crazy.
It was funny. My sister and I, we had this rivalry because she really liked hippos. That's her favorite animal, and I really liked rhinos. And we had this book about the like African wilderness, and it always showed like those two against each other, and it was cool.
Oh, that is so cool. They're kind of similar looking in a way.
I think rhinos are actually friendlier than hippos. I know hippos are really mean.
Really? Oh wow. I don't think I ever seen like a real hippopotamus.
Yeah, I've only seen them in like videos for the zoo and everything. What's the new like baby hippo, like pygmy hippo that's going around? Yeah, who dang?
Dang.
Oh guys, I'm gonna run to the restaurant real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
What are your guys' favorite animals?
I like snakes. Just long noodle creatures. They're so interesting.
Any particular type of snake?
I really like hognoses because they like bury underneath the sand, and whenever they get like scared, because they're so small, they like puff up their cheeks, which I think is just absolutely adorable and ridiculous. But they try to like flatten their head and puff up their cheeks and look all threatening, and you're just like, oh, you're just like a little hamster, chickmod.
I've liked snakes like my entire life. King cobras used to be my favorite, and then I went to this like wildlife preserve, this reptile place, and they had a banana ball python, and it was huge, and I got to hold it, and I loved it.
Ah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
They can get like really, really large if they live long enough and they're taken care of well.
Well, my favorite fruit's banana, so it spoke to me. I also really like banana slugs, but those don't taste good. Wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah. We have kind of have them here. Not specifically banana slugs, but like huge slugs here where I live, and very slimy, very gross.
Your model reminds me of Dorothy, Wizard of Oz.
I did kind of take some inspiration from Dorothy. One of my favorite movies growing up as a kid was a very old live action Alice in Wonderland, where she was like a brunette with a yellow dress. And then the Fool card from Tarot. So I kind of mashed it all together.
Okay. Is that why your PNG was the card?
Yeah.
Oh, so it wasn't actually Uno.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess it's like a type of Uno. Tarot is all red with cards and everything, so I don't know, I thought it was a cool concept.
That'd be a crazy game of Uno to play.
Nothing's the same and everything's reversed.
JoJo Part 10 is going to be Uno with the stand tarot cards.
I can see it now, like a whole bunch of posturing and screaming and crazy stars and visual effects. Looks like a bad trip gone wrong.
I have returned.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
The people hid my things from me.
How rude.
Okay. Herbert there.
I believe May and Momo are both gone still.
Yeah, we're gonna hang out until Momo's back, and May is technically here. She's just getting her own stream ready.
I'm here.
Oh,
I'm
hello,
here.
May.
We're all here.
I want to secretly want to go eat some snacks.
I can hear that.
It's the drink I've
I'm also
made.
here.
Hello.
I
It's a
am
drink
here.
I made.
If you want to join, like do the chat share, we can do that. I currently just have like the Discord talk muted until like we're ready to go.
Let me send that invite because I was looking at how to do that earlier, so I kind of already figured it out. Although I assume you've done it before.
Oh, the chat thingy? I can usually have somebody else, a friend, do it, but let me try on Twitch.
I am already on it.
Oh, you already on it?
Yep. May, you're the only one streaming, right?
Huh? Oh, huh? Wait, what?
What
are we doing?
May is the only one streaming on Twitch right now, besides me, right?
Oh, yes. Okay. I think.
There you go.
Yes, I'm not streaming yet. I was like, wait, is everyone streaming? I was like, wait, what?
Oh, did you post it in your server, Momo?
Oh, I'm gonna
here.
Too many notifications.
Ping everyone.
This was absolutely goated up with people.
Wait, where do I post it? Let me see.
There's announcements.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm so unorganized.
And we were discussing our favorite animals. What are you?
That's a solid question, and my answer to this keeps changing.
Ooh, fancy.
Frick. Obviously dragons, but I don't know that we're counting that. So.
I mean, like, why not?
I like snakes.
We ever talk fantasy animals?
I like wolves. I like specific species of borbs. I like mantis shrimp. I like, and I know this isn't technically an animal, but that also depends on who you ask. I like fungus, but especially like real cordyceps, real life cordyceps, not the Last of Us cordyceps. Not a fan of those. No, thank you. I will do.
I mean, we work with it enough; it might turn into Last of Us ones.
I'm not looking forward to that eventuality. Okay, it is 7 o'clock. May, I did send that invite. I don't know. Yeah, it's pending.
Oh, you sent the invite to me?
Yes.
Let me double check the notifications.
I can see if I can send a link or something. I might be able to. Yeah, I can send an invite link. That's probably smarter.
I see it.
Oh, never mind.
I see it now.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Let me unmute Discord now.
The gang's all here.
Hello.
Shared chat just started. Wow. 2 chats at once. Woo!
Too many.
Get everybody in here. Hello.
Ugh.
I could do that too.
All right, everybody from my chat, please say hi to Daigo. We also have, I believe, Momo, If Only, and then HauntedDivine.
Yeah.
Hello.
I figured we could go around and introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I will slam my shout out command for all of y'all, so you will all get all the hype in the world. Okay. I'm gonna go first because I'm freaking sure. Hello, my name is Adigal, or Adigal, or Adagal, or however the frick you want to pronounce it, and some people even call me Ada. Hi. Well, thank you for the follow. Of course. Where is my gosh dang? I have too many things going on at once, and they're all hiding each other, and it's very funny for me. Where is my thing? Anywho, whatever. We'll get to that in a sec. I'll do that while somebody else is talking. I am the host of the Kit Bash Tavern and Inn, which we are all vibing in on my channel if you're over here. a cool little place to hang out, get some work done, or just vibe, or order a drink, hang out with some nerds, all that kind of stuff. Feel free to swing on by if you need to get some productivity done. I am constantly working to get this little tiny bar of ours upgraded. So if you swing on by, you may see that it is better than the last time you were here. Alrighty. Whoever would like to be next, that is up to you. Why don't we roll initiative, actually? That'd be, like, I was joking about that at the beginning, but that'd be very funny.
Okay.
I could go next if you don't
Everyone-
mind.
Roll a d20. It fits the theme.
Alright.
Oh,
Momo,
no.
if you don't have dice, I will roll for you.
Yes,
I don't know if you
please.
got dice for things going on.
Got the what?
I don't know if you got dice for some stuff you have coming up in the near future, or if you're using virtual dice for that.
Oh.
Dice?
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 We're rolling for initiative.
There's a virtual dice?
Momo, you got a 13.
Yeah, if you go to Google, you can hit like roll a and then the letter D20, and it will automatically roll it for you.
Yep.
Speaking of which, I got a 9.
I mean,
I got a 19.
Oh, I guess I can roll something then.
Hey. Hold on, let me-
I got 13.
Noise?
what side do we use?
What do you mean?
20-sided.
20 seconds.
One-sided. Okay. Let's see.
Since we're doing the shared chat now, I'm going to do this.
Oh my god. Let's see. Go 17.
So then it would go if only, Momo, May, and then myself for introducing ourselves.
I suppose so. I'm if only. I stream. I'm not a VTuber. Not yet. But I stream. Games mostly. Sometimes art. That's about it.
Is that the right if only? I don't know the...
Yes.
Okay, never mind. Okay.
Almost turn.
Okay, so hi! Hello everyone! I am Shimeo. I am a Chinchilla VTuber. I stream lots of games, ASMR, and sometimes drawing. Haven't been doing a lot lately because I'm busy, but I am happy to be here. I'm very new when it comes to D&D. I only know a little bit about it, but I am very excited for this opportunity to be with everyone. Thank you!
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Momo?
I think May is next.
Hi everyone, my name is Marina May. Hope y'all can hear me. I am a just right now just regular old like GiveTuber working on like a debut coming up soon. I'm an overworked salary woman that's basically like trying to stream in order to like get back into like her hobbies. I have a lot of unfinished video games and unfinished art projects, things that I want to learn, but it's so hard for me to do it IRL, so I do it on stream using body doubling techniques. And yeah, I live on the Seaside Cafe because that's my happy place. Nice to meet y'all.
Hello, hello.
Very nice to meet you.
May. Hi, May. No, I'm kidding.
Hi.
I'm HauntedDivine. I'm the only one of this group who doesn't actively do any streaming yet. Abigail has been a huge influence.
Do it.
I draw, I play games. I played a little bit of D&D. I've DM'd for some people. I'm just here to mostly to contribute my ideas and my voice.
You know, I also have zero D&D experience, so it's okay.
That's not true. You made a character.
Good.
Everything will be alright.
Okay. I think that's all of us. Well, thank you for the follow, Otter Madness. You deuce. Hold on. I'm doing too many things at once. Ha! Okay.
It's okay, I am too.
Take your time.
Okay. So, why are we here? What's going on? What the frick? Why are there 4 people hanging out in multiple spaces at once? Somehow, both in an extra-dimensional tavern and a seaside cafe at the same time. I'm glad you asked. So, once a year, and this is the 2nd year, so we'll see if it persists, but I think it will, because a lot of people seem to have fun with it. The content creators Ginny D and Pointy Hat, both of whom are on Twitch, but I don't believe they stream. You're going to find them more so on YouTube. Host a event for Dungeons and Dragons called Monster Week, where creators are encouraged to make something attached to or related to the theme of that year's Monster Week. This year's Monster Week is themed around dragons, so of course I felt contractually obligated to participate, but also I probably would have done it anyway. So all 5 of us today have made some wonderful little dragons for you to look into if you'd like. And you can use them in your own campaign, maybe interpret them in a different way. Whatever works best for you. As for myself, I will be posting mine after some additional minor edits. So if you'd like to run my Dragon Year campaign in a mechanical capacity, keep your eyes open for that. I will be posting it for free on my itch.io, which will be linked below in my Twitch shenanigans, and probably on my Blue Sky as well, once it's all set up and I got something I can actually take a look at. Well, you can actually take a look at, I should say. So, without further ado, why don't we start talking about some dragons?
What are we going to do with these dragons we've made today?
I'm glad you asked, if only. That's an excellent question that I completely forgot to address. So, as I said, we all came up with some dragons. We're mostly just going to be reflecting on ways that you, as you wonderful viewer who I adore and wish nothing but happiness, can use to inspire a character, a D&D campaign, hook, maybe some part of your setting, whatever you would like.
Brand new species of dragon coming to a collab near you.
I may have goofed it. I'm not putting this picture up there. Never mind. Unrelated. Okay. So, I believe we decided that I was going to start just to kind of set the stage and get people in the vibe, kind of get things going. If you in the chat have any comments or want to bring something up or have an idea, feel free to say it. This is absolutely something we'd love, or at least I would love to chat with. I cannot speak for the rest of the group. I'd love to hear how you'd use the dragon I've come up with. And if everyone else is able to do it, I'd love to hear how you'd be interested in using the dragons that they've come up with as well.
Absolutely.
Get
Yes, yes.
my dragon up here. Too many freaking tabs open. Alright, for those who, I can talk. If you're streaming, you can click on the actual tab and then pop it out from the Discord chat, and that's probably going to be the best way to get that going.
Sounds good. I think I'll do a screen share with your stuff.
Yep, and then I'm also going to put it in the chat if you'd rather do it that way. So let me grab that. This PC, documents, D&D homebrews. There it is. I have renamed it for reasons. As a heads up, I apologize in advance. This is a very long document. But we're not going to go over all of it because that would be just a lot of crunch and a lot of juice. Instead, while I get the thing I need set up, I am going to give you guys a little bit of an intro, a little bit of a narrative premise for how you might encounter one of these. So, if you will, fellow travelers, fellow wanderers, fellow friends, imagine yourselves as a D&D party. You've been sent on a quest to hunt down what a local town thought to be a young bronze dragon that may have caused some problems or offered the town help, but then did not provide it for one reason or another. It took some time tracking it down to the place they said you'd find it, and suddenly you come upon it in what appears to be a clearing with lots of buildings in it. Buildings that seem abandoned, but yet not dilapidated. In the center of this, you can very clearly see the dragon, and it is small, about the size of an elephant. The scales don't look bronze, though. They look more like a stone shale color. Odd, you think to yourself as you approach. Suddenly, one of your party members kicks a rock, and the dragon opens its eyes. You can feel its presence. You can feel that it's noticed you. It goes to stand up, and the earth starts to quake beneath your feet as a gigantic stone construct in the shape of the dragon rises from beneath it. The dragon I have made is a friend that I lovingly refer to as the Seismic Dragon. Bear with me, I'm putting it on my screen. Okay, we're gonna do this in a wonky way instead. Okay. Yep. Okay. The Seismic
We've lost
Dragon.
chair privileges.
Huh?
Okay.
Not our chair privileges.
It's okay. We'll get back to the chairs. I just wanted to make
Sit
it
on the
easier
floor
to
now.
read.
We're forced to stand.
As I mentioned, unfortunately, this is a very large document because big ol' frickin' dragons are complicated monsters to build. Doubly so when you give them a lair that is also a functioning mech. The dragon I've come up with is the Seismic Dragon. It is a dragon that controls sound and thunderous force to sever buildings it likes from their foundations and add them to its wandering horde that it uses as a tank, a line of defense, and a way to attack larger creatures. These dragons are actually very easy to identify in terms of personality because of the types of structures they collect, because they're very samey. They really like collecting the same types of buildings. So you might have one that really thinks, hey, I love learning. I like magic spells. And so it'll just have libraries and wizards towers and observatories and all that kind of stuff that it can use to learn about the world and about magic and making things work. In ways that are silly. There are also some that instead prefer battle and war and martial strategy, and they will collect battlements, castle blockades. That's not the word. They'll collect like coliseums and encourage, whether against their will or willingly, passers-by to engage in gladiatorial combat. Good night, Kuronami. And the abilities they get from collecting these things is reflected in their horde. So if you in some of the abilities they have in their lair, rather. So a dragon that has a bunch of wizarding stuff might be able to cast some magic spells as while it is within its lair, and its lair by extension may be able to launch spells like missiles or other large projectiles at attacking enemies. The lair is chunky. The dragon itself is not. It's pretty lithe. It's going to be a little bit of an easy fight, comparably. But that's what the lair's for. It makes that easy fight into a much harder one. that's all I got for the description. Like I said, it's a big one. It's a long old document here, and I could read about all of this, but I just really love the image of a dragon that picks up a building, puts it on like a mass of other buildings that shapes it like itself, and says, "Yep, that's my house," and then it jumps inside and walks around and pilots it like a mech.
It is really cool to see a dragon that it itself isn't its power, its lair is. So it's more of the fight of traversing through that rather than, actually battling the dragon itself.
Yeah. A lot of dragons' lairs do have an effect on their surroundings that's magical, and I just wanted to turn that on its head a little and say, what if it wasn't a magical effect on its surroundings that just caused them to be more hostile? What if the lair just physically moved around and affected the surroundings?
Oh.
I think it's interesting that you can be like sleeping one day and then just wake up and half your house is gone.
Yeah, pretty much. And the funniest part is, like, if you know why it happened, you can't even be mad because it's arguably a compliment. The dragon thought your house was cool.
Yeah, but I have to get another one.
Or, if it's a social dragon, it might let you live there. It doesn't really care about what's going on in the building all the time. Not all of them care about what's going on in the buildings. They just like the building. So, if you're friendly and it's friendly, and some of them, when they get older especially, can have entire cities just hanging out on their lair and in their lair.
Oh, wow.
Entire civilizations contained within and around the dragon's lair.
Just wake up and your house is like walking.
That's unironically, that's what I imagined happening with the wormlings, like the little baby ones. They like one of them hatches inside of a building, and it's just like, neat. This is mine now. And the first thing it does is just chew on the foundations until it has a lair.
That was going to be one of my questions. How does it sever it? Does it use natural means, or does it alter the ground?
It has the ability to project thunder, like literally acoustic force, into its claws and from its wings. So think like really heavy vibrations, but it can do those with such precision and to the point that it can even cancel them out selectively, that it can cleanly sever a house or a part of a building from another part of the building. If you've ever seen that like meme of somebody vibrating aggressively because they're excited, the dragon does that to attack and dig and collect its little toys, collect its doll houses.
Do they actively go out their way to obtain like stronger lair? Is that why they get into conflict?
So the older they get, the more buildings they will collect. So their lair will get stronger over time as they do, just naturally. And it's purely because there's just more buildings. And obviously the more buildings they have, the easier it is to collect a larger one. If they're friendly and considered knowledgeable in a certain subject, for example, a dragon that is knowledgeable in song, they may actually have an easier time getting a building because someone may be like, hey, can I just make a building for you and then you put it on your lair and I hang out in it? And if the dragon's friendly, it'll say yeah. Because it wants the new toy. And someone has offered to build it a custom new toy.
One of the ways I can see this... Oh, go on, Mola.
Oh, no, go. Go, if only.
One of the ways I could see this being used is like... sort of like horror, almost. Where you go into this town that is so scared of breaking anything in any house because, it's part of the dragon's lair, but the dragon is letting all of them live there as long as they upkeep all the houses. So I can imagine, a group goes into like a bar or something and a scuffle begins. And, average D&D player, they want to, hop into the fight. But if they do that, there's the risk of even a single chair breaking or a window breaking, and that will, set off the dragon and make it upset.
And we don't want that. For the most part,
Like
they
a
are able
stainless
to
steel.
repair the structures on their lair, but it does take time and effort. So that's still a valid concern if the dragon is just really lazy.
Would you say this dragon is more so like friendly, like your friend kind of deal? Like he would help house the player, or would he actually be a bad guy?
It depends on the dragon. Some of them are very friendly. Some of them suck. Some of them are actually awful. And it's really fun to see those come into conflict because I need you to imagine a kaiju battle, but both of the kaijus are dragons piloting dragon mechs. And one of them looks like it's just covered in wizard towers, and the other one looks like it's covered in like necromancer mausoleums. Like the possibilities are endless.
Like,
Oh yeah, this would be actually really funny if one seismic dragon good versus one seismic dragon bad. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, hilarious for the dragons and onlookers, but for anyone caught in the middle, that's a lot of booms and big rocks getting tossed around.
Can imagine being the wizard in one of the wizarding towers, shaking my fist as my also tower is being knocked around.
Since some of them can be friendly, I can also see them like living like harmoniously with humans. And then like as a adventurer, you come across this town where they're just kind of like living this peaceful life where they're kind of helping each other and just living together. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of like horror Sunless Sea or like a world turtle kind of situation. Where it's all like harmonious.
Yes.
I will note that dragons are like very long-lived. That needs to be elsewhere. Sorry. So it's entirely possible for one of these dragons to develop a long-standing relationship with an entire civilization, and just the city lasts for 1,000 or 2,000 years because the dragon is specifically going out of its way to protect it.
Oh. Okay.
I could see that.
So, like, we need to think in the span of, like, millennia. that is how long some of the cities that these dragons can form can last.
Most dragons tend to, like, sleep for quite a while once they've, accumulated enough wealth and power in their lair. Is this similar?
It can, but it depends on the personality. Some of them are excitable and really enjoy interacting with their their toys, for lack of a better word. For the dragons that are social, especially, having people in their lair using the things is part of the appeal. Like, for example, there are people who like vinyl records because they develop scratches and use and wear and tear over time. These dragons are the same way, but for entire buildings, and buildings are at their best when they're being used. So if the dragon really likes an opera house, it will go out of its way to find people to perform regularly. And it will show up at every performance.
I think that's so sweet.
Imagine, like, being a really good opera singer, or even just like a pretty good opera singer, and the dragon just shows up at your front door one day, is like, hey, do you want to sing in my house forever? You don't have to, and you can leave whenever you want. And you do, and it shows up at every performance, and it's like engaged and very clearly excited to just be there.
Yo, free housing? I'm down.
Free housing, and all you gotta do is what you love? Heck yes. Sign me up.
It's like free rent.
What's the rent? Do what you want.
Is
You gotta
this-
sing.
Yes, pay with the performance.
I could see it
Can
as
I
like
be
a
friends with this
traveling
dragon?
circus.
I'm set.
You can be friends with this dragon.
Would it?
I'm curious to know, if you are one of these dragons, what kind of buildings would you be putting in your lair? Do note that they are going to be like similar more often than not. So there can be some variety within reason, but they're like, you're not going to have a coliseum and a whole wizard's college, and then just like a temple to a god. Like they are very picky and selective and specific about the types of buildings they get. So there will usually be a running theme.
Do you want a serious answer or a joke one?
Yes. Yes to both.
You're gonna get a joke one from me.
Please do. Joke
I want my
characters.
own club. I want a nightclub.
I love that so much. Please continue.
What? I would, if I was a dragon, like a seismic dragon, I would legitimately have a nightclub. I already kind of make one up in my head anyways when I first played Magic the Gathering, turned the forest into a night strip club, but I think it would be fun. I would literally house all the dancers, so no matter what, they can just vibe and not have to worry about anything, don't worry about rent. And when moment you told me about that, I was like, fuck yeah.
You're just vibing in your seaside town one day, and all you hear on the horizon is
Yes.
and you just see flashing lights over the mountains.
A freaking dragon with trap music going around the region.
Just caramel dancing.
Oh, I was thinking more of like taking over something that you can last for a very long time, like a grocery store or something. So I can just hog all the snack and like never have to go buy anything anymore. And I'm gonna make the humans go out and like restock like the gummy section and like just eat everything.
Restock the gummies.
It sounds like a good idea though in my head.
So the funniest part of this is that like farms count as structures because they are maintained spaces. You could absolutely have a dragon who just has all of the required agriculture in their lair and on top of their lair needed to make gummy worms.
Oh my gosh, yes!
And they would have different varieties. You could make gummy worms with like the usual gelatin. You can make gummy worms with like plant-based gelatin in case the dragon you're feeling a different kind of way that day.
Vegan dragon.
Yes, yes. That's exactly it.
I would go personally with like probably like observatories for the stars or like a library. Unironically, I was known as the lore dragon when I used to play D&D. I just wanted to know all my characters' lore and build things like that, so that's what I would want.
We stand Vegan Dragon.
Yes.
Thank you, Lost Notebooks. I love the observatories. I legit think that's such a... Like, I feel like that would be a very pretty one to look at, if that makes sense. Because, like, these layers are going to have identifiable... like body structures and body plans because of the architecture that's getting used. If you've ever played Super Mario Galaxy, I feel like this would be just like a dragon shaped of one of the Astral Observatory or whatever it's called. Just floating in the sky, except instead of floating, it's attached to a giant walking stone dragon. And it's not, I don't want to say fat, but like round in all the fun ways.
Rotund.
He's so cute.
I would go for like forgeries, blacksmiths, stuff like that. Something that could, last for a long time as I age and people pass. Tools and stuff are always going to be in need. So walking around with like big stone structures and molten metal flowing through. That'd be cool.
Infusing. So the layer has an attack called Fulmination Cannon, where it basically charges up. The dragon charges up a big boulder with like thunder damage and shoots it. And I feel like yours would have to have like additional magma and fire damage, just from how hot the layer is going to be in some places.
I can see you shooting out almost like a fireball.
Yeah,
a wizard.
Just a giant fireball, like a meteor. I feel like yours would also have to have air vents, or else it would just get way too hot in there. So,
oh yeah,
you'd have like just a bunch of holes along the sides of and back of the layer where smoke was pouring out.
Like a giant walking Hell's Castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think it'd end up turning into a battle of attrition. Like, if you were to fight it. You know, wait until it overheats and has to slow down with the attacks.
That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I would love to talk about this forever, but we got 4 more dragons to get to. So, who wants to go next?
I don't mind if nobody else has anything. Mine after this would be like kind of funny too.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
I know why, but I won't spoil it.
Yeah.
Oh. Whoa.
Would it be easier for me to just stream this on our chat, or should I just drop it in the Discord?
If you want to drop it in the Discord, I can put it on my stream, and then just
Okay.
tell me if you need to move it around.
Yeah. Let me. I'll just drop both the image and the video if you want to play it. However.
Yeah, I'll do the video and then the image.
Okay.
Whoa, there's a video?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I did a
That's
little.
dope.
Hold on.
I did a little thing of me drawing it, a little speed paint, a little speed draw.
Mm-mm.
Bear with me a moment while I get this all good to go. If it'll let me download. It will, there it is. OBS. Okay.
I'm just waiting for my little guy to pop up.
Popping up in 3, 2, 1. Near.
There he is.
It'll play in just a sec.
It's so cute.
Thank you.
I want to pet it.
So this was heavily inspired by my cat, as you will see photos of him as I'm doing like a quick little speed draw here. I decided to go with a little tiny dragon, about the size of a rat, and it really likes culinary food and shiny utensils and stuff, so you constantly find it inside of kitchens and taverns and restaurants, making its way around, making its little lair is a cheese wheel in this example, where it stuck a ladle inside. But they're just like little nuisances, and they just steal like culinary ingredients, not just to eat, but also to experiment with themselves, to make their own nummy creations. Yeah, little fromage cerise, which is cheese mouse in French.
He's just a little man.
He's just a little guy.
I
Look at
can.
it looks mischievous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say. It's so cute. I
Yeah,
can see
but-
this as like a companion or something like that as well.
Like a little, like a ranger
Yeah.
managed to befriend them or something, and now it brings them like food every now and again.
Cheese
Yeah.
dragon. Thank you,
Yes,
Water.
it's like you manage to encounter one and then you become friends with them, and then it starts to bring you back just random things
Oh my
that they
gosh.
like.
This would absolutely be Boblin the Goblin for any campaign you put it in. I'm sorry.
Gosh. And since I noticed that in your drawing you gave them very sparkling yellow eyes, I can totally see where it's like really dark outside, and I just see this pair of glowing eyes out, and they're like, "What is that? Is that a dangerous monster?" And then you go hide in your room, and then you opened it. It's like a pile of like cheese, or like a pile of something outdoor, and then you're like, "Oh my gosh!"
The cheese goblin. It's just like, here, I present you with cheese.
This feels like a really weird twist on Rats in the Basement. Potentially. Like, I feel like you could do some fun things with that. For those not aware, Rats in the Basement is the very generic starter RPG quest where somebody pays you to kill all the rats in your basement. And I feel like somebody would do that for this one, and you'd go find it and realize, oh, that thing's harmless and will probably do good things if we don't kill it. And then it just, I think it's adopted by the party, or it leads to bigger things because maybe it stole something from like the big bad thinking it was food, but actually it's a MacGuffin.
I could see the party getting into trouble, like having this as a companion, going to a town, and then they're just not paying attention to where it went off to, and suddenly it runs up and drops a bunch of stuff in front of the party. And obviously the guards are chasing after, and they come up to you guys.
Oh my god.
I mean, my first thought when I was drawing this out was like a image of this thing like running out of like the tavern kitchen while the party's like just relaxing, and you just see like all these utensils come flying at this thing while it's scurrying away with like something in its mouth that it's trying to eat.
How big is the dragon?
It's like the size of a rat, so they don't get like horrifically huge.
Are we talking
like,
New York
yeah,
rat, or are
pretty
we
small.
talking like...
I would say like ones that are maybe raised in captivity and don't have to hunt as much would probably be like New York rat. Other ones would be like just regular, like small
Oh,
home rats, like mice.
New York rats are huge.
I know.
Oh yes.
Big.
They can be
look-
size of a cat.
I'm looking at one that's
Can we have a
about 2
Ratatouille
feet
one?
long right now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he could be like Ratatouille sized. I'm
Yeah.
open for it being just any size, but just like a small little like creature.
Oh
Like
my gosh.
you could put it in your pocket. It hides inside of like foods and bags and things, and you don't realize it's there until you're like opening like your flower or something, and it pops out.
I know you were talking about this inspired partially by Ratatouille, but I just had the most insane idea for a character concept with this guy, where it's literally just Ratatouille, and this thing is a warlock patron.
That would be
Oh,
amazing.
that'd be
Oh my
hilarious.
For the non-D&D players, warlocks are a class in D&D that generally casts magic spells, but they don't have any magic power of their own and have to sign a contract with another, or a contract light agreement with another entity that does have the power. I'm just imagining one of these that's like centuries, if not millennia old, and it gives you magic spells, but it demands that it sit on your head and occasionally will just take control of you.
Oh,
And in exchange, you get really good at cooking too.
That is literally Ratatouille.
It's literally Ratatouille.
yeah.
You mentioned it giving the person magic powers, and my mind immediately went to like food magic.
Yeah.
Like you touch something and it just turns into a wheel of cheese, or
Oh,
you
no.
shoot sauce out of your hand instead of an eldritch blast. It's that.
Eldritch Blast, but it's tomato sauce.
Yeah.
Where it's just a big old cheese softball.
Fireball is just sriracha.
Sriracha.
Water ball.
Oh. Or ketchup. Spicy ketchup.
Spicy ketchup.
How did you see this being used, Daunted?
I mostly saw it being used as just like a fun little directory to get your players into a certain area, like a quick little quest to take out some of these from a tavern to find other items, or as like a companion pet for a ranger because they can have familiars and such. And it's just this little guy.
Your Honor, I love him.
Dude, I want one.
Two.
I want 5.
You have room for 5.
True.
You have the food for 5.
Oh.
Get like a whole pack of these, and you can have like your own cheese rat king.
I mean, I was gonna say, oh no, not a Rat King with this. I just thought of one of these as in a Rat King group, and I'm not a fan of that concept.
I just imagine this guy with a little crown on his head. It'd be amazing.
Oh.
Oh, well,
That's
now I gotta try
significantly
it.
cute.
Cheese crown!
Cheese crown.
A cheese crown. He hollowed out a wheel of cheese to turn it into a crown.
Yes!
Yes.
Ooh, I have an idea. What if like the different types of cheeses out there actually give it different powers?
Oh.
May continue with that thought.
Like, I don't know. I love brie. Brie tastes amazing. And with brie, maybe you get the power of like combining it with like apples because they taste good together, and you have like apple powers. Cheddar goes well with red wine. Maybe you have red wine powers.
Yeah.
Oh.
It can get you drunk.
Or it makes you stronger in ways.
It gives you, depending on the cheese it eats regularly, it's gonna change how it looks. I feel like that's a given. So like if they're eating American cheese, they're absolutely chubbier and bigger and like more round.
Wow.
Listen, am I wrong?
If you do play the video again, I do go through a couple different colors for this. Like I went through like a Charizard phase for a little bit.
Where did I put this?
Oh. I can definitely see it eating too much powder, it becomes orange. Or like,
Can I request
So
for the video to be played?
That's what I'm doing now.
Sweet.
yes, the video.
Yeah, it's pretty quick and short, but I tried to make it as long as I could.
I can loop it. Repeat.
Oh, I do see the Charizard there, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, where it's
What
like
if it-
a much lighter orange with like almost a white belly for a moment. Yeah.
I really want to know what the blue cheese one is like. Does it have plant powers?
Stink.
Ooh, fungi powers.
Fungus
Oh,
among
yeah.
us.
Oh,
Okay, this one's niche because I know too many random bullcrap things. Also, you're gonna get a little bit grossed out potentially if you don't like bugs. So just there's the
Oh
warning on that
no.
one.
I
There
think I know what you're gonna say.
varieties of cheese where they allow the cheese to age via cheese mites, which are a specific breed of mite that change the texture of the cheese and the crystallization of it. And there's specific types of cheese where they just don't take the cheese mites off. Once it's good, they put it on the shelf, but they leave the cheese mites on, and you might just eat a cheese mite, unfortunately.
Why?
Oh my god.
I don't know, man. French people confuse me.
do they taste like cheese at least?
It does taste like cheese. In fact, let me go look that up so I have additional context to provide.
If it tastes like cheese, I don't think it'd be that bad to eat a bug.
More protein?
Oh my. Do they
Yeah.
move?
They are bugs.
Oh.
I mean, if you bite it fast enough, it won't move around.
Minolets, I believe, is the one I'm looking for.
Just coming from a country of people who eat like frog legs and such, and
Frog
Everything
legs
I know.
are not
Shout the
are
French.
not bugs. Frog legs
I've
are not
crickets
bugs
before.
eating cheese. I have had cricket
Oh,
as well.
oh,
I
that's
don't
kinda
know
good,
what it was
though.
like. I bit that off a fish once, just raw,
Oh.
and then I used it to go.
I know they
fishing.
do like
It was
chocolate covered ants.
Chocolate covered ants? What? They have?
Yeah,
that?
that's a thing you can get to eat.
Ah.
great. Okay, mimolets. The gray is a type of cheese that is traditionally produced around the city of Lille or Lille, France, or I don't know how to pronounce it. It's French. Okay, we're not doing that. Lille if you know how to say it. The gray colored rind mimolets, which I'll pull up a picture in a bit here, occurs from cheese mites that are added to the surface of the cheese, which serves to enhance its flavor. They are not maggots. They are mites. And I feel like that's worse somehow, because at least maggots are big enough to see.
I think I'd be more grossed out if I knew I was eating a maggot compared to a mite.
No comment.
Yeah, at least mites are invisible.
Yeah, you just kind of ignore the mites. You're just eating cheese and it bite into a maggot, it pops. That's no.
Ah.
Okay, we're done with this. We're done with this. I'm sorry
Oh
for bringing this up.
Moving on. from weird
Here's some
French
mimolet.
cookies.
Oh my gosh.
This is what mimolet looks like. If you see the crystallization
Yay!
around the rind especially, that is caused
Mhm.
primarily by the cheese mites.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I
okay.
guess it doesn't look that bad.
Crystal dragon cheese. Or crystal cheese dragon.
Crystal cheese dragon. Hold on.
Crys-
Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on.
Crystal cheese.
Cheese crystals.
feel like this has kind of also taken the way of like the gingerbread dragon you can find everywhere on like Pinterest, where people just start eating it.
Cheese crystals are whitish, semi-solid to solid, slightly crunchy to gritty crystalline spots, granules, and aggregates that can form on the surface and inside of the cheese. Here's my genuine question, because it's not limited to certain types of cheese. It just tends to appear on cheeses that are aged longer, and are not like made industrially. So industrial cheddar is considered a production defect, but for like Parmesan, it's gonna have a lot of these. Do these dragons, as they get older, start to grow crystals reminiscent of the cheese crystals?
That'd be cool.
I feel like they need to.
I feel like they could probably make it out of like as like an armor. I didn't mean for this thing to actually be made out of cheese, just that it really likes cheese, like a mouse.
Oh, for sure. I'm not saying it's made out of cheese. I think it would start to mimic aspects of cheese as it eats more and more of it, potentially.
Oh yeah, probably, yeah. That would be like a fun concept to play around with. Especially if we give it like cheese type powers.
Yeah, there are so many different types of cheese.
Oh man!
Imagine... All I can see is like this guy's a little knight with like cheese armor now, or like a little crown with a napkin cape.
I need to see that. It sounds so cute.
Do you think they'll be faster and stronger around like cheese or like areas that have cheese in them?
I was just about to ask what we think one of these would do to the Wisconsin cheese. I'm sorry, no, they're not in Wisconsin. I think they're in Mississippi. Missouri, the Missouri cheese caves.
Oh, yes.
I mean, Wisconsin cheese counts too.
Wisconsin cheese counts, but it's an entirely different thing. The Missouri cheese caves are just a repository of U.S. sponsored government cheese. Oh, there's the Dragon D's nuts. We knew it was coming, folks.
Wow.
Eventually.
Everybody clap for Arab Soda. You did it first. Yay!
Good job, Soda.
I'm not shaming you. I knew it was happening. I think it's funny.
I'm trying to take this long.
Hold on. I'm looking. I want to see how
It
big
did
the
take a while.
cheese case. Okay. An erroneous article by Modern Farmer began being circulated on social media in 2022, implying all of the USDA's 1.5 billion pounds of cheese were stored in caves near Springfield, Missouri. That's not true. They're spread out a lot more than that. But generally, this is me getting way too deep into USA lore for whatever reason. But during the 50s, I believe. Hold on. I don't know when this started. At least since the 50s, they've started storing cheese in the event of another economic recession caused by something like famine, because it's easy. They can, and it'll just get better with time. It won't be gross, mostly, as long as it's well maintained. But I do have to wonder what one of these guys would do in one of those storage facilities, because they aren't 1.5 billion pounds of cheese in one location big, but they're still pretty freaking big. This guy would have a field day. That feels like a whole adventure. That feels like you go to a city of chefs, and they have an underground, series of underground tunnels akin to Paris's catacombs. But instead of bones, it's cheese. And then there's guys just running rampant, and that's the rats in the basement. Except it's one rat, and it's a dragon. And are you really gonna hurt that little guy? I mean, look at his face.
I feel like that would be like Scratch from Ice Age when he's hallucinating about all the acorns.
I love this idea so much. It's so cute. I feel like it has so much more potential than it seems like it might out of the box. Because there's so much cheese, and there's so much weird stuff that happens with cheese that you could use from real life for inspiration for this. I love this. It's so cute.
You can see this as a friendly pet dragon, or even a bad guy too.
I really want to figure out how to use this as a big bad evil guy, only because I feel like that would be so simultaneously out of pocket and like interesting.
I got an idea.
Yes.
Same thing as your Ratatouille concept, right? The one little rat dragon controlling a dude. Legit mind control, but this time for evil.
You could also... I like that. I wanna see an evil warlock now. That just like is being controlled by this thing.
Who really loves cheese?
The only giveaway that it's controlled by this is that he loves the warlock in question loves cheese. But like, if your players don't know about this dragon, that won't mean anything. And even if they do, he might just really like cheese. Like,
you'd have to wait until the Ratatouille scene where a light passes behind the hat, so you can see the rat controlling him underneath it.
The player with the high
That's how the
passive
party
perception
comes out.
just like out of the corner of your eye, you swear for a second you see a rat under Gustav's hat, and then it just turns into a weird game of cat and mouse where you're like trying to take the hat off and prove, oh, it's a rat. And then you do it actually successfully, and it's a dragon, and it mind controls you too. I feel like, okay, I'm combining a few different things here. Humor me on this. So, we all know what liches are, right?
Mm-hmm.
For those who do not know, liches are a wizard usually who has participated in a ritual to give themselves eternal life. The only thing restricting that is that they have to put their soul in a secondary object. And, of course, the name for that object is slipping my mind right now.
I think it's like
because I actually did not know that.
Something.
Lich object. Where's the thing? Give me the name. Where's my guy? I need the name.
Isn't it called like a phylactery or something like that?
The word, yes. I'm imagining... So, dragons can be turned into liches as well. They're called Draco Liches. And I'm imagining a Rat King Draco Lich of one of these as a big bad evil guy. That is a deeply scary possibility. Like, that is something I can see as actually intimidating. I feel like there's a lot of fun ways to make this as a silly big bad evil guy, but like a Rat King of cheese dragons of cheese mouse dragons as a Drake that are also all Draco Liches is utterly terrifying.
Yeah, because their phylactery could like essentially be anything, because they also collect like cooking utensils, so it could be just like a random fork in like their little castle or something.
And you have to dig through a giant hoard and find not one but like multiple phylacteries, and they could each be different things because a Rat King has multiple rats. So it's multiple Draco Liches, all tied together with like combined wills in some capacity, but different consciousnesses.
That would be an insane encounter.
That's an insane narrative device. Like, holy frick. I need to chew on that more. I'm gonna message you later, Divine, with so much about that. You're gonna get a short story.
And give me your ideas. I'll draw them.
Write it down. Write it down.
Yes, putting it in the group chat. Draco Lich, Rat King, Cheese Mouse. Oh my gosh, that is an insane.
Out of context, that's so yeah.
Yeah. It's like if you show this to someone who has no context, they'll be like, huh?
I feel like even with context, that's just a mouthful. Like,
Yeah.
wait a minute. Would it be a blue cheese wheel of rats?
I mean, it makes sense.
It does make sense.
Alrighty. Alright, I think I'm feeling good about that one. Does anyone else have anything else? Does the chat have any input? Any ways you would use our lovely little cheese mouse dragon friend here?
A little fromage cerise.
Cheese.
We all got stuck on cheese.
I'm gonna be honest, cheese is such an interesting way to take this thing though. Like obviously there's a lot more going on and you could play around with like varieties of rats and mice, but I do feel like if it's gonna have magic, it's gonna be cheese-based magic. And if that's the case, like the type of magic it wields is absolutely going to be influenced by the type of cheese it eats as it gets older. And there's so many fun things you can do with that.
Oh.
Okay. I'm gonna say I think we're good on that one if everyone else is happy. With where we were for that. I could talk about all of these for hours, I'm certain. And that's gonna be the problem of me trying to put a cap on this. Who would like to go next? May, I think we said you did you want to go third?
I would prefer fourth.
Okay. Alright, if only or Momo. It's between you two.
I can go third.
Okay.
Yes. Let me drop my thingy in the group chat.
I'm
So I just I drew a picture. Yes, I don't have a lot of description. I mean, just a picture. So, but I do have a overall idea.
Yeah,
so maybe that can help everyone.
You can absolutely talk more about like the things you were thinking about when you drew it and what inspired it and
Yeah.
what you thought it might be able to do.
Mm-hmm.
The benefit over the little practice session we had the other day is that you know exactly what this thing's up to. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty.
Thank you. It's a little rough, but this is what I came up with.
And
But
this beautiful baby boy up now.
Ooh.
Alrighty. This is what Momo came up with. Momo, do you want to tell us about this majestic deal?
yes. Okay, so
So cute.
oh, thank you. So I combined two of my favorite things together, which is like the color pink and also flowers. This dragon was like inspired by peach blossoms because I thought it would be really cute to have some sort of plant element with something like dreamy and magical and also a little girly. So I just thought it would be really fun to make everything together. Lore-wise, I don't know much about like D&D lores, but I'll assume this is a type of dragon that you'll see in like a specific type of area where there's like a forest just filled with peach blossom or some sort of plant like that. And yeah, and they can vary, like they have a variety in sizes too. So don't know if that helps, but yes.
So I think a lot of people's instinct looking at this are going to be for the Feywild, and I think if there are any of these made of like toxic flowers, that would make a lot of sense. But I don't think a lot of them are going to be there. I think I need to find the one I'm thinking of. There is a outer plane in D&D lore in like the Good Aligned planes that would fit better. I want to say Arborea. Hold on, I'm looking.
Oh, okay.
Arcadia. Nope, never mind. It's this one. No, I opened it up and it's literally just a big pink tree. Oh my gosh, Holly fans are from here. Yeah, it's this one. I'm sorry. At least this version of it is from Arcadia. Arcadia is also known as the Peaceable Kingdoms of Arcadia. Is a lawful good to lawful neutral outer plane. Home to various creatures. And the reason I freak out when Hollyphants are brought up is because Hollyphants... hold on. Hollyphants look like this.
What?
It's just a little itty-bitty flying elephant. Like, the vibes are
That's
exactly
so
there.
fuzzy.
It's so
That's
fluffy.
so cute.
Yes, fuzzy. This was the vibe I was kind of going for too. It's like very soft, very fuzzy,
Fuzzy.
feathery.
Very nice to pet.
Mm-hmm.
Does it enjoy tummy
Love
scratches?
those.
It better. If it doesn't, I'm in trouble.
I want to see this as a villain.
Ah!
Oh,
That'd be really cool.
I feel
Like it uses the scent of the flowers to like put people to sleep and take control of areas to like overrun
Yes.
them with flowers and stuff.
Oh
I
yes.
could see
Like
it
it wants
as
to
like
ruin civilization to bring back nature and stuff.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
I can see it as like a guardian for like a specific type of like rare tree that it blends in perfectly to, and it just ambush predators, people from the tree.
So,
This camouflage.
does this dragon have a breath attack?
A breast attack?
So a lot of dragons in D&D, not all of them, but most of them, have a breath attack, which is just an element they or force they are aligned with that they can you weaponize as if they were breathing it out. So most dragons in media breathe fire. That would be their breath attack. But you can also do lightning, poison, acid, whatever you can imagine. There's one that literally does just repelling gas. I don't know how that works. But it specifies that it is gas, and that when you get hit by it and fail a saving throw, you are pushed away.
Oh, I see. I would assume it's like something has to do with scent, since it's like flowers.
The only
Or it could be anything, honestly.
I ask is because, speaking of villains, if we really want to go for an insidious one, like a rose with thorns type vibe, pollen cloud causes hay fever, sneezing, runny nose, / eyes.
Oh, yes.
That I'd rather be blown up by a fireball. Actually,
It's allergy season now, right?
Yeah.
yes, I hate it.
man.
Shout out to amoxicillin. I will never sneeze because of you, but what happens is much worse.
I can't have that.
But that one's.
I just have to suffer.
So there is, speaking on like the insidious types of dragons, I'm imagining one of these that is fire resistant, and it can grow plants on itself and like ignite itself, and the flower that grows on it or that it's made of is oleander, which is highly toxic when burned. Like
Ooh.
Oh,
that
that is so cool.
let me double check.
I love this idea.
Nerium oleander. Potent cardiac glycosides that have led to their use as arrow poisons in Africa. Cardiac glycosides are a class of organic toxins that increase the output force of the heart and decrease its rate of contractions by inhibiting the cellular sodium-potassium pump. We're getting into some beefy words. The long and short of it is, it causes heart failure, arrhythmias, and a heart attack. And it is extremely
dangerous.
potent, commonly occurring in things like foxglove, milkweed, and obviously oleander, especially when burned. I feel like if this thing cannot light itself on fire, if it is somehow fire resistant and growing oleander, then it's going to make friends with a fire elemental and everyone will have a bad time.
Yeah, yes. Oh, I never thought about that. That's so cool. Yeah.
That's
I think there's so much you can do with plants.
There's so much you can do with plants.
Just like the cheese.
Yeah. I feel like there's I bet that would go great with whiskey. Wait. Hold on.
This dragon?
I'm missing something, Unari. Uninari? Uni, I need context.
I would get whiskey with this dragon.
I mean, I would get with
very
this
glass.
dragon anytime.
Uh,
I could see it like changing based on the hardships that it's went through, almost like how plants learn to evolve based on their environment.
Aww.
Yeah.
So back to the flowers that burn. if it survived through a forest fire, maybe it adapted that like defense mechanism to the fire. So if someone ever tries that again near it, then they would get killed instead.
Oh.
So less of a like an aggressive dragon and more like a neutral one that has just adapted to survive.
I feel like there's other adaptations that could come from its personality too, because there's classes of plants that specifically require fire to germinate. Pine trees being the most obvious, but I'm sure there's other varieties. Let me see if there's a term for that.
While he's looking that up, I just had an idea in my head. Like, what if there's like a tropical version of this? It'd be so cute.
Oh, tropical version, yes.
The tropical version of this hangs out at my bar. It's canon now. I'm sorry.
I can see you wearing one of those coconut bras too.
Yes!
Coconut. No.
It doesn't even need to cover anything. It's just there for solidarity.
It's there because it looks good.
Yes,
Yo.
yes.
Why not?
I feel like the fact that it's so long really does fit its vibe really well. Like imagine one of these wearing the coconut bra and it just slinks down like a cat from like whatever tree limb it's hanging on.
It looks like it would be really floaty, like it would fly slow through the air, like really majestic.
That was the
Yeah.
vibe.
Okay, the phenomenon I was looking for is called serotiny. It has a couple of, it's basically like any trigger that would cause a delayed response in a seed or fruit. So pine cones have fire-based serotiny, or pyrescence. My mistake. It does have a specific term. I want to see if I can find a pyrescent flower. There's also pyrohydrescence, which is fire followed by water. So if it there's like a wildfire and then it rains.
Okay,
I don't think I've
okay.
ever learned this much, even in school. I'm
I-
learning more.
I'm
While we
learning
talk about
so
dragons.
much.
I Google aggressively. I apologize for nothing because I always have a good time. Good night, Bahana.
Thank you for the knowledge.
What about someone who's trying to woo their significant other? They go to this dragon to beg them for like the perfect flower.
Oh,
I feel like they could be like just a dragon that sits atop a hill in a big field of flowers that people always go to. It's like a goddess of
Aw.
love.
oh. Ask for love advice.
They'll make the ultimate bouquet.
Oh, the ultimate bouquet.
Do you think they
yes.
grow different flowers at different times of the year?
Hmm?
Because there are flowers that bloom in winter.
Oh, yes. That is
Um,
true.
Hold on, I'm looking up the one.
I feel
The
like
one
that
I'm
would also
thinking
be
is-
like a good reason to do like a quest with your party, is if you're trying to hunt down this specific dragon for a specific type of like life-giving flower or something.
Oh, oh.
The flower I was
Yeah.
thinking of is the Quetzalcoatl, or also known as the poinsettia,
Oh yeah.
that blooms specifically in the winter time.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh, a
Learning
Quetzalcoatl,
so
one of
much
these would be
info.
so pretty. I'm just imagining the red flowers on it.
Yeah. Could be different type of flowers.
Or like a lavender one. Do you think the flowers they grow are indicative of their personality or affect their personality? So like, do they grow flowers based off of their dragon's personality? Or does the dragon personality change based off the flowers it's growing?
Oh, that is a good question.
I think
can
it should, just
see-
because like there's a lot of like flower language that can like
Yeah.
really represent a lot of things.
Ooh. I have a rose bush that blooms in the winter. It's not supposed to be possible, but it doesn't care what's possible, apparently. I mean, hey, Christmas cactus blooms in the winter.
That's
really
just
like the,
flowers for you.
Flowers do not care.
Right.
I like the idea of needing to go to this dragon for a quest. Like, specific herbs are run dry in a village, but they've heard tales of a dragon who's able to produce them whenever. So the party sets off to go find this to bring back, like some kind of healing flower to save the village.
That would be a good idea. Like
Actually,
the quest.
it's a really good MacGuffin quest. Because
And
magic
then you
and rare
decide if you
flowers are
wanna-
entirely valid.
Yeah. Decide if you want to kill it for the herb or not.
Why would you kill it?
No, you gotta decide. You don't have to.
Well, if I'm given the option.
Mm.
I mean, there is no eye in team, but there are 11 eyes, and I don't care how big the room is. I cast Fireball.
Okay, hold on. Let me talk you through this one, because this one's gonna be a bit of a jump. So there is. Imagine it looks like an ivy-covered dragon. Ooh.
I like that idea. An
I love
ivy cover? Like maybe like poison ivy.
Poison ivy dragon.
Poison
Oh no!
Don't touch it.
You go to touch it, and it's just like, don't do that. Oh, buddy.
Everyone in town starts itching. You gotta find out why.
Oh
This
no.
dragon's just hanging out. It's not even trying to be mean. There
But the
is-
culprit is actually a very tiny, cute, floofy dragon that behaves like a cat.
Oh,
Yeah,
frick.
because they could be any size. I've been imagining a big one.
What? I'm curious. Can they change their flowers purposefully? I feel like they'd have to be able to, in some capacity, but they might just have like a limited number they can change into. It's such a weird, fun thing to grow instead of scales. That was flowers.
Oh,
Okay.
it'd be really pretty too.
Yeah. Dude, these things would love certain parts of the world. It's at specific times of the year. Spring is their favorite season, hard and fast. There is a type of flower in Japanese and Chinese folklore called a jinmenju, a ninmenju. I'm going to say this wrong. Never mind, I can't say this at all. Momo, can I ask you for some help with this word?
Yeah, let me see.
Posted it in the chat.
人面树. 人面树. It means like human face tree.
Yeah,
Literally.
that's what it
Yes,
is.
yes.
It's a human face tree.
Yeah.
It is a tree blooming with flowers that resemble human heads.
Yes.
I
Yes,
imagine
yes.
one of these growing with those flowers. I don't know how I'd feel about that. Yes, CPEX. Momo drew this.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That'd be so scary.
Oh, that would be scary.
It's like
It would be
you
terrifying.
walk into a lair and there's just a bunch of flowers. Wait, holy crap. Hold on. This has a part 2. What if the heads it grows are based off of people it eats?
Ooh.
Oh god!
Oh my gosh. Imagine it just like you see your loved one's face on the sea and they use it to trick you. Oh no.
Oh no.
That's
True
so
horror.
scary.
We found the horror spin. Somebody call Diana. Rose.
Yes!
The horror twist.
I actually, like, as a big bad evil guy, I kind of love that. Even if it's not a BBEG, that's such a fun. Oh frick! I feel like this thing would give a false Hydra a run for its money. Yeah, I was thinking of of Ko the Face Stealer. Clever. That came to mind for me.
Oh.
The flowers drop off and turn into dryads. Uni. Hold on, that's fire. Keep going.
Imagine like having an NPC in town that their loved one went missing, so you go partying with them, and then you come face to face with this dragon, and right there, center of its chest, is that NPC's loved one.
Oh
as the
no!
face and the flower.
Wow.
It's so cool.
This would actually be a really good like mystery campaign, mystery story.
Especially if it can do
Yeah.
more with the flowers than just like grow them. Like Clever said, if it turns the flowers into dryads, there's nothing saying it can't make those dryads perfectly mimic the person.
Wow.
Which is so scary.
That's scary.
Freaking what's it called? What's the movie I'm thinking of? I can't think of the name. The one where all the people start getting replaced.
What?
It's a
I don't
horror
remember
movie.
that.
It's a sci-fi horror movie. Horror.
I'm not the person to ask that. I have
Getting
no
replaced.
bone in my
It's
body.
It's considered a classic. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So obvious, and yes, I couldn't think of it. The scarier part for this is that one, like, there's no hope. If your loved one gets turned into a body snatch, yeah, hey, Lost Notebook, you got it. That's such a fun idea for a campaign. I'm sorry, Momo, we've turned your cute, adorable thing into something horrifying.
That's perfect.
No, I like the idea.
If it's any consolation,
it.
I do have a follow-up.
Yay.
That is slightly better, and it could also lead to a full campaign quest,
Ooh.
which I suspect you'll know. You may or may not know what these are. I'm doing another Chinese one.
Is it 仙桃? It means like, wait, that's like the peaches, like in legends, like the peaches in heaven.
Yes,
And
exactly.
apparently like the Monkey King, he went to feast on these godly peaches that it makes the 玉皇大帝, which is like the emperor, really mad. So that's how he got locked up. But they are a very magical thingy. Yes.
Immortality in 50.
Sungwoo Kong, yeah?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see if I can find one of my favorite folklores. I don't know if Ireland has any legendary flowers or mythological flowers.
I think in Celtic fairy lore, there is like a type of fairy that has like a flower type food that make people like starved and only want to eat that type of food for the rest of their lives.
Oh no.
And if they can't get it, they go mad in fairy folklore.
Well, we found another bad guy version.
Oh.
Very like the lotus eaters from Greek mythology.
Oh my gosh,
People
the
who eat,
lotus
like,
It
eaters.
reminds me of the
flowers.
lotuses.
Whoa. Why?
Oh.
There's so many fun things you could do with this, and by fun I mean horrifying, but like in a cool way.
Yeah, hello,
yeah.
our dragon is back in the house.
So
I remember we were
cool.
talking about what kind of flowers this dragon would be able to grow. I think basing it off of the flower languages from before
Yeah.
would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So the dragon's personality itself would dictate what flowers it grows, and it can't grow anything like outside of that.
Very incidentally, I'm gonna go grab it.
Aw.
So bear with me a sec. I have a tarot deck that is based on the language of flowers. So give me a sec.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
We're gonna be here a long time.
Oh, buddy, this
Pretty
conversation. Like I said, I could do this for all of these. I am 100% certain.
Ayo.
Get out of here, scientific calculator. I don't need you.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, not right now.
This is a very scientific
Later.
conversation.
Strangely enough, it has been very scientific.
All right. What's your favorite tarot card? Anybody?
Death.
Tower.
Death and the Tower. Oh. Hold on. I'm looking through the guidebook and just skipping the nonsense here. I skipped Death. Fun
This
fact.
is the fun part, though.
You do have the way tarot cards work. You have birth tarot cards like you would a what's it called? Star sign?
Yes.
Yeah. Mine, for example, are the Emperor and Death. I believe you can look them up. I don't know. I don't have a website for it, but if somebody wants to poke around, you are welcome to drop it in my chat.
How does it line up?
So it uses essentially your birthday, day, month, year, and it keeps adding up those numbers to get you 2 different of the major arcana numbers. I don't know the exact math behind it, but it's essentially like based on your birthday, you get 2 tarot cards, and what those cards mean is supposed to be kind of like your path in life. So, where Abigail said he is both the what was it?
Emperor and
Death and Emperor. I know that mine is like the Hermit and the Sun.
Oh, what's
Mine's
it
the
called?
I have no idea
Chariot
what
and
mine
the
is called.
Tower.
Wait,
Well,
how do you?
tarot is spelled Tarot.
Correct.
Birth tarot. Let me see if I can get y'all a website, and then
I'm just using tarot.com. It's the first
Yeah,
one.
that's a good one.
that one also. I posted it in the chat. If anybody would like to find their own. We'll come back to that. That's a stream for another day. I recommend if HauntedDivine ever starts streaming that you check out her stream for that kind of content, because I'm certain that you'll be doing art, but I know how much you are into tarot cards as well. We've talked about it at length.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably do a couple streams, like just talk about tarot cards while I'm drawing one. Just to kind of keep it like on base and have something interesting to look at. I could go for days.
Yeah. That is a whole conversation. So, Death in this deck is the Lodgepole Pine, which I'm going to pull up. See if I can get a close up. Open image in new tab. So this is the Lodgepole Pine. Death is a card about cycles, about an end leading to a new beginning. The Lodgepole Pine is known as a pyrophytic plant. Hey, the word we learned a little bit ago.
Wow.
That is one that has
Vocab came back up.
The cones of this tree are sealed tight with a resin. When a wildfire rages through its forest, the cones soften and release their siege, which take root in the ashes after the next rain. In this way, an ending is a necessary start to a new beginning, and so on. It's a card of transformation and change, perhaps a chance to consider the past and pick a new way forward. I feel like one of these dragons that has a lodgepole pine as the flower it grows can self-immolate. And when it does, it just grows entire forests.
Oh, yes. That sounds so cool.
Or like it can selectively light things on fire, and for whatever reason the fire it shoots has the magical property to allow plants to grow more aggressively.
Or it happens when it dies. That'd be sad, but...
Ooh, like a phoenix.
Yeah!
Oh, yeah.
It can phoenix itself. Or maybe the exit ways require that. Actually, honestly, I could see any of these, even if they don't have like normal. I imagine this dragon to be funny as a pyrophytic dragon, where the eggs they lay need to be set on fire in order to hatch.
I see.
As for the tower, wild apple.
Apples?
Wild apples specifically.
There's a Pokemon dragon for that.
Yes, there is. Which is the flying one, the wild apple? Because I know the other one's more like a cultivated apple pie.
Yeah.
I don't need to show y'all wild apples. You know what they look like. Yes, guardian of a forest it creates. The tower is a card of destruction. Pride is the downfall of mankind, which what is built can be toppled, ego shattered by nature. Malus Cerversi is an old world apple from which most of our common apples are descended. Old world in this case refers to Europe and, if not Africa, or like the Middle East. So, old world is relative. Combined with this card, it represents the fall from the Garden of Eden and man's awareness leading to its ruin. On one hand, it can be a card of fear and resistance to change, the knowledge that if you're not careful, your decisions may lead down a path you may not want to venture. On the other hand, it represents a chance to sift through the rubble and learn from one's mistakes.
So I like the tower.
I feel like wild apple dragons live in ruins. I wrote this into the lore of my own dragon, but fun fact, black dragons in D&D lore also really love ruins. So I feel like these guys would either be very friendly with black dragons or fight them all the time, like on site. It is on site.
I'm not sure
like
black
territory.
dragons are very friendly.
Oh, most of them aren't. I personally don't prescribe to the alignment like weight, but I do just prescribe to like the behavioral tendencies.
Yeah.
So I don't love saying that all black dragons are evil, but let me look up their lore again. 1 sec.
I was looking at these guys earlier.
Yeah.
I do think they have a hot temper, and can be a little bit, or hot temper. I think they can be like very vindictive. We'll say if you get on their bad side, you will know it very quickly, and you will have a bad time.
Oh no.
And on top of that, they are generally like they're ambush predators. Sorry, I'm looking for this one. They're territorial, do not like groups, and generally like to be alone as much as possible. However, they really like making lairs in no, this isn't evil. It's just like, what's the phrase? It doesn't like people, and that's a perfectly. It's the world's most aggressive introvert.
The realest
I
dragon
love
I
them.
ever met.
Doesn't like people.
If you show up unexpected, let me put it this way. This is the type of dragon where if it was a person and somebody showed up to its front door trying to sell it something, it would walk outside with a shotgun.
Come on, it'd throw acid at.
Hell yeah.
The shotgun is filled with acid, obviously, but you know what I mean.
Oh, ignore this ad, please.
It needs like
Let
a
me,
week notice
cover.
if you want to show up to its lair.
I got it. Have good manners, be good guest.
Have good manners, don't get eaten by most supernatural creatures.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, me. Hold on, sorry. I should be doing this from here. That's my bad. Let me give you that so you can stream from the Discord instead, if you would. I'm doing too much. Hey! Oh, it's a raid!
Oh!
Hello, raiders! Have good manners. Still get eaten by the other half supernatural creatures. To that point, I feel like the wild apple ones of these would have to have like the complete opposite personality. Like mildly friendly, but gonna teach you a lesson if you don't chill out.
Oh.
Or the same personality,
sure.
just different vibes. They don't step outside with a shotgun, but they do step outside and start pointing out the traps they've laid because they want you to leave. How we doing, Raiders? I apologize. I did try to turn off my ads. I was not successful. But that's okay. This will be available on my YouTube at a later date. If anyone wants to come back and watch the VOD. It has been about 40 minutes. May, after my ad break closes up, would you like to go next?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Really
How's
enjoying
everyone
this.
doing?
In this intermission, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Yes.
We'll be back.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
me too, me
This
too.
is a good time for an intermission. Let me throw out my BR back sign, and I will go refill my drink because I have to get rid of the other half of the lime.
Woo!
Where is my phone? I use that to switch. Don't.
Guess it's just you and me now, May. What are we gonna do?
What's up?
I think we're the only two left here while everybody else is taking a break.
Oh, we are. Everyone here's such amazing artists, by the way. I like need to follow y'all on every social ever.
I'll have to get socials and drop them in this Discord after this fact. I'm definitely going to be drawing more cheese mice. I'll just drop them in there.
Aw. I think this has been really fun, like, sharing all these ideas, everyone.
Yeah, it's like a fun way to think about, like, I mean, how much more crazy can you get with a dragon? And obviously pretty crazy.
And it can go both ways, too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out how I can show my screen without it, like, checking OBS.
Oh. Yeah, I don't have any technical assistance there. Most I can do is, like, if you want to screen share on, like, Discord, we could see it that way.
Yeah, I think I might with the OBS virtual camera.
Mm.
I have it already linked to, like, play whatever I'm streaming.
Ooh. I don't know much about... I'm not a streamer. I don't know much about OBS, but maybe one day. Maybe one day. I'll be someone's
I would
personal,
love to see you stream your
support
art.
or something. Sorry, I missed the question.
Alright, I think I'm gonna try it right now. Hope you can see what I'm seeing. For some reason, it looks like my thing's reversed. Why is it in reverse?
But I see it on Discord here.
Oh, in Discord, is it fine?
Yeah, it looks good.
Oh, I don't know why it looks reversed on my end, but it's okay. Phew! As long as it doesn't look like everything's backwards.
No, everything looks good on my end at least. I like your little PNG tuber with the little shell drawing tablet. It's so cute.
Aw, thank you! It's my temporary Vtuber. Well, my main art Vtuber until like I set up my live 2D debut stuff.
I like the whole theme here. All beachy. I can't wait for summer to fully hit where I live.
Alright, I think it should be good. I had to like move some stuff around.
It's okay. I see a Momo.
Wow, hello.
Welcome back.
Yay.
Thank you. Is the gang all here, or are we waiting for one?
I think we're still waiting on Daigle.
Yeah. Although it looks like at least on his stream he's putzing around with things to share what you're sharing here. Yeah, there he goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was doing the same thing. I was sharing his stream too.
Mhm.
Oh, I love how I just realized the category that Daigle has is Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah, I forgot that a lot of people stream their campaigns and stuff.
I'm back.
Woo! Welcome back.
Okay. All right, May, what you got?
Hi. Alrighty. Can you see my? You can see my screen. Yay! Alright, fun fact, I actually legit just learned how to use Resprite and pixel art to make this piece.
Ooh,
It looks
this
good.
pixel art? Oh, it is.
Yeah, so if we zoom in, it's pixel.
Oh.
I was drawing it a little bit on stream because I didn't finish it, sorry. But I managed to finish it now, though.
Oh, but let this get too watered down.
Yeah, so it does look like it basically is Dragage, but in a sense, like what I want to do with this idea, think of like AC Dragon just like Dragage, but this poor guy. So I basically took this opportunity to write about like my one of my characters I have on my Pokemon team, my cafe team, and with this, I'm thinking of like the lore around my island, and this dragon is the reason why no ships can reach my island, because it is so poisonous that the poison burns through every single ship and hull. Basically, you go underwater, it's be like luck if you even survive. But because of that, people around it see it as like, oh, a bad dragon, but it's actually like doesn't want to be lonely, it wants friends, so it's sad that it can't like be friends with anybody. And that's pretty much like it, the way I drew it.
Oh, poor little guy.
He's just doing his
His one's
best.
friends.
He needs a friend.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'll be his friend. I'm poison proof.
Yeah. But in terms of, I guess, like a generic concept that's outside of Pokemon, I would think of a kelp dragon. That's it can go both ways. It can just be like a regular kelp, tastes good, seaweed, yum, or it could be kind of like this one where the algae, like the red poisonous algae, can negatively affect the ocean's environment.
Volcano Listos.
Oh.
I like the idea of it poisoning stuff around the water. It's like
Yeah.
nothing's able to come in, but at the same time, no one's able to leave the island. Maybe it didn't originate there and end up like migrating towards the island, and now no one can leave to restock on supplies. So the town is hungry, and then you have to try and find a solution to the poison to get out.
No.
Stranded. Oh.
And unfortunately, I hate to say it, the epidemic of D&D is murder hoboism. I worry that a lot of players' first instinct is going to be, let's kill the dragon.
Oh.
Yeah.
But, like, it's just a friendly dude.
And that's what I want. I really enjoy like bad guys who are actually good people.
Oh. That is an interesting idea.
Just a lonely guy.
This lonely little guy.
How I usually get around the whole like D&D is like immediate like murder hobo kind of idea is by making the consequences of murdering something like this like even worse.
Exactly.
Like maybe once this thing is like unalived, its blood is like extra poisonous and whatnot, but you can't like get rid of it. It like seeps into like the sand and into the island's like ecosystem through roots of any trees that are in there and everything. It just like kills things faster.
Yo, I could definitely see this as a companion idea where, like, the players don't know what's going to happen. They could choose the easy route of killing it, and then, like what you said, like what Haunted said, that the result of it actually makes the world worse. Or it can be, like, you choose the hard way of trying to befriend it. It'll take longer, but it'll be well worth it in the long run for the environment.
Okay, humor me on this one. I have a two-parter here. What if?
Go for it.
What if this thing is the natural nemesis of a shark-like dragon? But it doesn't care about the shark dragon, but the high toxicity that it has and causes in the water around it essentially means that the shark dragon in question can't enter safely any water system that this dragon is hanging out in, as long as it is like healthy. And so if the players hurt it too much, they'll think, oh, we helped the town for a sec, and then the next day a tsunami will hit the town because the shark dragon will start attacking.
Oh.
And it's a
Yo.
dude. and then they have to figure out how to nurse the toxin dragon back to health to scare or the shark dragon away or defeat it. And a narrative like that could even potentially work well with players of a lower level, or with player characters of a lower level, because if they're too low level to fight the shark dragon, but they're high enough level to tussle with this thing with proper poison resistance planned ahead of time, then it creates a scenario where they don't have a combat option for the shark. The only option is figuring out how to heal this dragon in time.
Aww. Right, and even convincing it to be on your side.
Yeah, after you beat it up.
Would it be really bad though?
It might be, but it might also understand its responsibilities. And like we said, it's just a lonely guy. It wants friends. As long as those friends are willing to admit their mistakes and do right by the dragon, I don't think it would mind too much.
Ah.
I'm not
Also
saying
with
it
a-
would forgive anything, though. Let's be clear.
With the dragon as passive as this as well, it could be, just like a really low combat rating. So that low level party would be able to take it out relatively easily. They think, oh, okay, it's an easy quest, and then
Aww.
that twist comes afterwards.
What's a twist?
Yo, I love that.
Yes, yeah.
It doesn't have to be the shark dragon. I just use that as an example. You could use any ocean-based big, like you could use a kraken. Oh my gosh, one of these is
a bit of a
just
jump.
natural kraken repellent. And I don't know if it's better if if they would need to be in a group, or if it's genuinely just one dragon who's so like poisonous to the oceans around it that like even a kraken can't tussle with it.
That would be dope.
Like krakens are huge endgame oceanic bosses.
Oh.
And this thing could just like passively hang out and say get wrecked.
It could be a
Oh,
thing
man.
where it doesn't normally put out that much poison, yet it felt the presence of the kraken coming closer to the island, so then it started releasing it. But the townspeople don't know that, so they hire your party to deal with it, and in doing
Yes.
so, you end up getting the kraken to it.
Yes.
Whoa.
So it's trying to protect the island, but the people don't understand. Yes.
Yeah.
Narrative
that so
complexity.
That's so depressing.
It's sad.
I
but
love
it's,
it.
It's such a cool
It's
story
good,
hook.
yeah.
That feels. I
Make
could
it
chew
sadder.
on that forever.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Nom, 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 nom,
I
nom.
would like to play that.
Delicious.
Sadder, it's dead forever, and you have to get the town alchemist to try and recreate the poison to scare away the kraken.
Whoa.
That'd be very sad.
That would be a
The
twist.
last of its kind.
I don't want
and
that
it
ending.
made a friend.
I rebuke this ending. No. Bonk. Don't kill.
No.
Don't kill that
That would be a
dragon.
good idea. Like there'd be creatures that could possibly get used to or live off the poison.
Yeah, I was going. I would mention that, Clever. There's already creatures that do that. There's a lot of animals in nature that are not naturally poisonous themselves. Full sad Ghibli twist on this story. Yeah,
Otter knows me too well.
yeah.
Ugh.
There are animals in nature that do not naturally produce toxins, but the things they eat cause them to be highly toxic, and they can sometimes weaponize that. I believe there's at least one species of bird, one species of mammal, and several species of frogs and snakes. Mostly
Yeah,
frogs.
poison dart frogs do that.
Yep, salamanders. Let me look up the birds.
I mean, we eat like a fugu sushi after we pay like 10,000, yen for it.
I feel like that's worth the cost, considering that you're paying less for the fugu and more for the process of not dying from the fugu.
Yeah.
I'll take my chances.
Okay, frick.
Oh.
It's literally just called the toxic bird. That's so
Toxic
funny.
bird?
The
That's like
pitohui.
climactic.
Oh no, it's a group of birds. Never mind, my bad. The pitohui, the ifrita, and the rufous or little shrike thrush all sequester something called a batrachotoxin, which is found in certain species of beetles, birds, and frogs. It is a. Let's see what it does. Such frogs are among those used for poisoning darts. Binds to and irreversibly opens the sodium channels of nerve cells and prevents them from closing, resulting in paralysis. That's one of the not fun ways to die because you're conscious the entire time.
Oh
but
my god.
your body just stops, including your lungs.
Mm.
Ha! Oh boy.
The more you know, the more nature horrifies you.
Google.
Oh.
I was thinking of a
Like,
way to use this for a big bad evil guy, where it could have captured this and slowly poisoned the town's water
Ooh.
supply.
Because if it
so-
does the toxin in response to like detecting hostile presences, like all you would need is something reasonably hostile feeling, and you could absolutely simulate that.
And the chaotic
Yeah.
evil person can like literally convince that dragon that yeah, they are right and that everything is freaking evil, so unleash the toxin.
It's the Joker, baby.
The Joker, yeah! Ocean Joker.
Ocean Joker.
Joker in the sea.
I believe that's a clownfish.
Incredible.
Wow.
I believe there's a name for that. It lives in an anemone.
Oh frick! Wait.
Anemone.
Anemone?
Wait! What if this thing has clownfish that live on its back though?
So cute!
Aww.
Like that one's a small little
Yeah.
world building one, but I could absolutely see that. Become more and more the
Fun
bugs from
fact,
Australia.
clownfish can bite.
Oh, they can?
Yeah.
Oh.
Clownfish
Bit my finger
defends
before.
anemone from other animals that are not affected by the toxin, and in exchange, the anemone is toxic to all the things that would want to eat the clownfish. It is a shared relationship.
Symbiotic.
Nausicaa is
There's
so
this
good. I want to watch
really
that.
cute video that you can see of like this gothic clownfish that is in someone's tank, making sure that its an enemy friend is getting food from their human, and it's like fighting off the other fish so it doesn't steal its food. It's so cute.
No, it's savage.
Oh, Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. Oh, I just read that from Otter Madness. That's a really good movie, honestly.
It's a
It's
really
in
good
like almost
movie.
every single Howl moving castle. Every single one.
Sorry,
Oh,
I found
that's
the
good.
mammal that creates poison and figured out how its poison works, and it causes anaphylactic shock. Yeah.
What mammals?
The
not the
pygmy
best,
slow
no.
loris. The pygmy slow loris produces two substances, one in its armpits, one on its elbows, and one from its saliva. And when they are mixed, they create a poison that causes anaphylaxis.
Why does this thing have uwu eyes?
Because it's the pygmy slow loris. It's also nocturnal, so it actually needs to see better at night. That's why. Its eyes are bigger to better capture light in the nighttime.
All I'm hearing is nature's scary. Stay inside. Don't
Dang,
touch grass.
nature, you scary!
Inside.
Don't worry, this thing is tiny and only uses that toxin to hunt. And it is indigenous to Vietnam, Laos, eastern Cambodia, and China, east of the Mekong River. Primarily in variety of forest habitats, including tropical dry forests, semi-evergreen, and evergreen forests. I should just have a frickin' Steve Irwin stream one of these days.
Not Steve Irwin again. You mentioned him in one of your previous video recording.
It's gonna happen again. It's gonna happen eventually. I like learning too much, and nature is just so easy to learn about. Oh wait, hold on.
Like Abigail, you need to do like a game night or something. Like make your own version of like Jeopardy or something.
I should do that.
Yeah, Nature Jeopardy.
What if the dragon eats creatures around it that are poisonous, and that's why it's poisonous, so it's wrecking the ecosystem for power? Ah, so the potency of its
dragon
toxin
evil.
is dependent on it eating other toxic creatures, but if it does that too aggressively, it messes with the balance of the ecosystem's flow. So creatures further up the food chain that would be culling the numbers of weaker animals and creatures to make sure they don't get out of hand wouldn't be there. And then you end up with too many fish. Too many lobsters. Not enough poison.
Poison could end up also like altering its brain, so while it could be passive by default, if it consumes too much of those toxins, then it will be aggressive and start losing itself.
Yeah.
Whoa.
because even creatures that gain their point toxicity from eating other animals have a limit. That limit is quite high, otherwise they wouldn't be able to produce enough toxin from what they eat to be poisonous. But it still exists. Unlike the freaking math problem from Mean Girls. Oh. I feel like this thing has to be poisonous enough to melt boats, though. Like wooden boats, metal boats, or both?
It's supposed to melt even metal.
Oh, frick.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
No ship can get to the island.
The seaweed that grows around it would have to be completely resistant to that poison, then. I feel like that would have to be a poison that specifically targets inorganic or deceased materials, then. And even then, it would have to be selective because, like, it'll start destroying the sand, and that's not what we want.
It could be kind of like a rust monster then.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. I like this better than the actual rust monster because the actual rust monster looks like a cockroach and it's gross.
Ew, why would they do that?
Because it's
The
supposed to
Temple
be
hates 'em.
as annoying as an actual cockroach. It's supposed to, like,
No.
show up and piss off your paladin by turning its sword to dust.
Gross, let's make it cute instead.
Yeah, like this. It's the aquatic version of the rust monster. And it's a sea dragon. And it's a dragon. Heck yeah!
That instantly
Yeah.
makes it cooler.
Instantly cooler.
A million times cooler.
Yeah.
I really like the erosion idea.
The fact that it just eats away at metal.
Yeah,
could
maybe
be
it's
like a-
unintended
Oh.
too. It's not on purpose. It just oops.
Like a slightly more advanced than the normal like D&D setting, so where pretty much everyone's moved on to, you know, metal ships and stuff. But this one island is just everything corrodes when it gets near it. So they have to go back to wooden ships.
Ooh, would that mean this is a newer
Yeah.
monster that, like, evolved more recently?
Potentially.
I think that'd be good.
I feel
A
like
good-
that'd be
good
fun.
idea.
That'd be very fun. That would mean it can show up in, like, older settings, but they'd have to be more rare because they're less potent underwater at the time. But as metal becomes more easily workable and available, these things would start becoming a serious problem.
Hmm.
And certain pirates who employ magical wooden boats might favor these guys.
One Piece?
Oh,
One Piece?
One
Where?
Piece?
Who mentioned One Piece?
Oh
It
my
was the
God.
friendship we made along the way.
Yes.
Yes, we
I
made
swear,
all.
I swear
No.
they're going to get. Don't even get me started. They're gonna get to the frickin' end of the story, and that's what it's gonna be. But it's also still going to be, like, potent and useful, and I'm gonna be so mad yet so excited.
I heard someone say that, like, they theorized Luffy's hat is technically the One Piece, and I was like, how could you do this to me?
Oh my God.
I think
Whoa, that's
all
different.
along.
The One Piece is just one piece of fried chicken.
the One Piece. The One Piece is real.
The One Piece is real.
Just gotta let Oda cook. Surely he knows what he's doing.
He does. The one also clever. The rust monster is a little pest, but it's also a medium-sized pest. So it's like it's like the size of a normal person. I need you
What?
to imagine a
What?
cockroach the size of, like, a large dog, and it just eats metal. The only
no.
saving grace is that it
Oh.
only eats metal.
Delete it.
Sure. Are you a spellcaster?
Yes.
Good. Okay. I don't know that it's weak to fire, but I feel like killing it with fire is still the appropriate response. So go to town.
I've learned it was weak to my fists.
There are no level 10 spell slots. Okay, monk. Well, no, my solution?
Monk is like the
Get the
most
frick outta
terrifying
here.
class.
There is one use for rust monsters, but it requires an artificer who actually knows chemistry.
Hmm?
And I feel like if I talk about this on a live stream, the FBI is going to show up at my house, so I'm going to stop now.
Oh God.
Oh, be careful.
If you know, you know. If you don't worry about it.
It is unfortunate that
Neighborhood dragon.
I brought up that corrosive idea and it's laying next to an anchor.
right?
I mean,
I just realized that now.
Dragons have potent magical power. There's nothing to say they can't be selective about where their abilities apply.
It just really likes that anchor.
It just really likes chewing on the anchor, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a bone.
Oh, what if this is like the wormling and it's gnawing on it because it's teething? It destroys all the other ships because it doesn't want them messing with the
It
anchor.
hasn't developed the poison yet, at least not potently. So it's gnawing on the anchor as a way to like start developing that poison more what's it called, aggressively. Hi, Superman.
I think it's like a dog going after a chew toy, and like it takes a little squeaker out.
Yeah. Except instead of a squeaker, it's just a hunk of metal.
It's just the anchor.
It takes the anchor from the ship.
Oh, jeez. Sea dragon anchor.
I like the idea that this is just, a friendly little guy.
Oh wait, no! I have the solution to this problem. We don't even need like
Yeah.
an unpotent poison. It's a magic anchor.
Oh?
Magic?
Magic items in D&D can't be destroyed by normal means. So even if this thing has extremely potent toxin that can melt through metal, if it's a magic anchor, it's exempt.
Ooh, it's a magic chew toy.
Yeah, it's a magic chew toy. I love the implication
I love
here
that this is not my pet doggo.
either the dragon's parents sought out the chew toy for it, or a human gave it to it. I'm looking at you,
Probably
May.
me. It's most likely me. This is supposed to be a dragon for my, stream lore anyway, so yes.
May,
That's how it got its first friend. It was given a magical anchor to chew on.
I feel like there's a... Wait a minute, hold on. We're leading ourselves into another narrative option here. Okay, you have to go get the MacGuffin, but the MacGuffin is held by one of these dragons, and it's just been its chew toy and its favorite little hangout thing since it was a baby. So it's not just going to give it to you, but it's also an extremely powerful magic object, so, like, there's a reason to have it, and so you have to convince it to give you the anchor in some capacity, and here's my kicker. Here's my DM solution. The true best solution here is to tell the dragon, hey, I found a really good home for you, and make it move with the anchor, because then not only does the anchor get to do its job, but the dragon gets to do the poison job of repelling krakens and stuff in the space you put it. And everybody loves it.
That's so cute.
It's just a little baby. It's just a little man.
Just a little
Do you need
guy.
high charisma for this?
Oh, a freaking yes, but...
What if they
Yes,
only have that
but
kind of
no.
toxin when they are young, and then as they grow older, they no longer need it to, defend themselves, so they kind of grow away from it?
Aw.
I'm inclined to say they would keep it just because it's a funny little thing they can do, but they might like gain a lot more control over it over time. That would make sense to me.
So it doesn't just passively leak out.
Yeah. So like when they're really young, you can tell when these things have had when an egg has hatched recently, because all the fish will just start.
Uh-oh.
Oh. That's nice.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
Yes.
oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah?
May, is it that time of night?
Oh no.
It might be that time of day.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh no.
We'll figure it out.
It's okay.
That actually is a little well timed though, because I think we've had 45 minutes. But did you have a second dragon?
Me? No, I ended up not making a second one.
Okay. Are we all happy with that? I could, again, continue to talk about
I am.
literally all of these for hours, and I would genuinely love to if anyone wants to sit down and yell at me about how cool their dragon is.
We'll go get coffee and do that. And,
Yes.
I'll like draw the Rat King one.
And I'll stat. Oh yeah. I'll stat out all of these for y'all. If you would like me to stat them out, we'll come up with a few variants. Okay, let me close May's stream here. Okay. And I believe that leaves If Only to close us out for the night.
Oh boy.
Got big shoes to fill.
I already have yours. Do you want me to use that one, or do you want me to use the other one?
You could just use the one that I sent you. I don't
Okay.
think I changed it at all. I'll send it in here too for everyone to look up.
Mm.
So, If Only. And then for May's sake, Oh, never mind. I think her stream gave up. We're gonna be getting a weird raid in a second.
Technical difficulties, everyone. Please hold on to your hat.
Yeah, we were vaguely expecting this because we need to all show up at the front doorstep of her internet company and have words.
Well,
I feel like having a dragon just show up at your front doorstep might be a really good way to intimidate you into actually providing good service to your customers, but that's just me.
Just a really polite dragon, just like, hey,
Hi.
can you knock it off?
Hi. Yeah. So my name's Edigal, owner of the Cat Bash, really good bar. Yeah, I think you should come check it out sometime. So, problem. My friend May tried to stream here, and I notice y'all cut off her internet. What's with that? What's that about? You wanna?
Unacceptable.
You wanna fix that? You wanna fix that right now? Just.
Aww.
Poor May.
What's up, May? You good?
But at least it's good timing that I finished whatever my, my
Yeah.
dragon, and then the internet died.
Well timed, indeed.
I think we're good again.
Okay.
hey.
All right. I made an ant dragon. I don't have any pretty pictures. Sorry, game.
I didn't either. That's fine. Set the scene.
Mm.
Give us an example.
Oh, all right. You are a mid-level adventuring party traveling to the next town over. On your path there, you happen to see, walking a few hundred yards across from you, these packs of what you assume to be black dragons. But they look off. They have more segmented bodies than you know a black dragon would, and they are traveling in a pack. So you go and you investigate, and you see them go into this cave. Following them into the cave, you end up noticing that it's not normally what you would assume to be some kind of dingy cave. It's filled with magical tomes and alchemistry stuff. And you realize this is the setup of a very powerful sorcerer.
Oh.
And what you followed in, was a group of ant dragons. Now, ant dragons, they are very, very different from, the normal types of dragons, because they do travel in generally packs of 6 to 10, I think I wrote. They grow to roughly 10 feet in length, 10 feet tall, 16 feet in length, and have a wingspan of 13 feet. They are segmented in 3 parts, sort of like how a insect would be, and they have giant ant-like wings. Their horns come off the side of their heads around the front and curve to look like mandibles. All this combined, and it has 2 scaled antennae that, when not being used, will fall onto the back of their necks to be hidden. All this combined gave them the name of an ant dragon. And just like normal ants, they follow a queen. But the queen of a colony will never be another ant dragon. They always seek out a very powerful being, whether that be a person, a monster, another dragon, anything. They seek out something that they find respect in their power to follow the will of, whatever that may be. And then the lair ends up being whatever that creature they're following's lair is. Maybe.
Oh. So the queen is never an ant dragon?
No, they always look for something preferably stronger than them, but pretty much anything that gains their respect, they would end up making into a queen.
Oh.
So this would still work with Rimuru, the slime.
Yes.
So Hmm. Because like, what if like the player earned the respect of the ant dragon?
Ooh.
So be like, oh my gosh.
Actually, that does lead to another question. Can
Mm.
they earn the respect of like? Can they earn? Can like a group of people earn their respect? Or does it have to be one entity?
In my mind, it was one entity. And something I have written down as well is, say, adventuring party or whatever ends up killing their queen. That does not earn the respect of the ant dragons. They hold a grudge almost, and they will go away to seek someone more powerful than you to be their new queen instead.
Ah.
They would not follow the party because of that. But I did have it in mind that, someone in an adventuring party could earn the respect of, a colony of these.
What if the whole adventuring party does it collectively, and then each one of the colony, like, has a different one that they think the colony is supposed to be treating as the queen, but they don't tell each other that. So the adventuring party all gets a buddy. The rest of them all think, I'm holding the queen, but they aren't.
Oh,
I'm the queen of the castle. No, I am. No, it's me.
that'll be a fun mystery game.
Or like they don't
Like, I
tell
would hope.
the adventuring party who they think the queen is, and then like realistically they don't realize the adventuring party is a group of people instead of one person, just because the ants meet them at a point where the adventuring party is just so well synergized and good at working together that they're they seem like one entity to a creature that doesn't realize they aren't. And so the ants think the whole adventuring party is the queen. They don't tell the party this, and the party doesn't know that. So they think one of them is the queen, and they just all get into a fight over it one day during a rest. During a long rest. There's just an argument.
So, I know that not warlocks, I think wizards can make like a construct of themselves and just keep doing that repeatedly forever at like 9th level spells. Could an adventuring party just not be the same wizard? Like 12 of them or something, or 5 of the same wizard
Yeah.
for this. So it is the same guy, just like not the same guy.
Oh wait.
Same? Not the same.
I imagine. I
Yeah,
see
there's
that
like
working.
a-
Try
like
and
a
fool
spell, it's
the
like,
ant dragons.
Oh May, I didn't realize you had your stream back up.
Oh.
I accepted it, but it didn't let me join for some reason.
That's weird. Huh.
For the sake of shenanigans, let me grab this.
Hmm?
And then favorite. There we go. Okay. Hey, we're back. Okay.
Woo, all good now.
Yay!
back again.
At least we're supposed to be. It says we are. No, we aren't. I'm confused. It opened
okay.
it and then closed it.
I think what I'll do, I'll actually read out to you, and that'll be a lot better.
Okay.
Stand by.
Okay. Where was I? Where were we? We were talking about the ant dragon and the party and multiple wizards, and where did my brain leave?
I think that was pretty much it, really. Is where we were talking.
Here's a question.
Yes.
Ant dragon gender. And well, let me rephrase. Ant dragon biological sex. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's gonna get weird depending on because I'm reading this. Breeding comes naturally after finding a queen and settling down. It doesn't take long for them to begin reproducing, after which they will lay anywhere from 1 to 3 eggs. So how'd that work?
There are male and female ant dragons.
Okay. Do they do it with each other, or do they try
Yeah,
to do it
they
with
do
the
it with
queen?
each other.
Because I
No,
feel
the
like
queen
if they try to do it
is-
with the queen, that turns into a whole situation.
I didn't even think of that.
It's
No,
it's not a
they
question.
do it with each other.
It's not a question. A lot of dragons can shapeshift. I have no reason to believe these ones wouldn't. I'm just saying it's funny. Owlbear ain't a dragon.
Oh my god, that would be horrible. That'd be horrifying.
That's scary.
Hi, let's talk about owlbears real quick. Welcome to D&D lore with Adigal and crew. Hold on, I need to do... Sorry, this is gonna bother me if I don't. Okay, so owlbears are, for lack of a better term, constructed creatures. They are monstrosities, literally conjured up by a wizard, and then they just became so ecologically successful that they're just now here, like, perpetually. Oh, I forgot I had the glasses. I forgot the glasses!
Oh no.
That's okay, those will go away shortly enough. Hello! Welcome to the
Hello?
chat. You were all already here for the most part, but we still love you and appreciate you, and I hope you have a wonderful time for the rest of our stream. Anyway, just I'm imagining one of these hybridizing with an owlbear and just crying inside because that's so scary. Did I just say the mandible horns feel so cool? That's such a cool way to do that. Like mimic.
Very. Yeah, it just mimics the mandibles. They don't move like them.
They aren't functional mandibles, but they appear to be. They look like mandibles, and I love that so much. That's such a cool little take of just giving a dragon horns that look like mandibles.
I imagine they mostly use them to help in their tunneling and stuff, and also to carry things around.
Yeah.
Which also leads me to these guys aren't inherently bad or anything. They don't seek out, like an Archlich or whatever, or a Dracolich or another like evil or dragon. They could, see like a very powerful wizard in a very prestigious school and think they are powerful enough to warrant being their queen and become subservient to them instead.
Yeah.
So they kind of just follow along with whoever they think is powerful, whatever that person believes in.
I was thinking about this as we were going through. I feel like a lot of these dragons could very easily combine with each other in different ways. Like, imagine a group of ant dragons gathering around one of Momo's flower dragons, as their queen.
Oh.
Ooh.
And to like as a way of like showing military for a kingdom with a strong ruler. Yeah. As a way of showing their loyalty or to their air quotes queen, they'll like pick up stray flowers that the flower dragon like sheds and turn them into like flower crowns. But it'll end up, if it's like a poisonous one, they'll end up maybe developing immunity to that poison and then just being able to also poison things by like
That'd be
just
so cute.
slamming them with the flowers.
That's so adorable.
So they're just wearing a bunch of flower necklaces that are also highly toxic to everything but themselves. Wow, so pretty.
See that? That is.
A couple of my biggest inspirations when I was thinking about this was one, a bullet ant. So at the end of this thing's tail, it does have a barb, a stinger, that administers a toxin similar to the bullet ant. And also a Dobson fly in terms of the look of the mandibles and the wings.
Yeah, hold on. It's a doxal fly?
Dobson fly.
Dobson fly. Hold on. Let me. This is a trigger warning right now. There will be a bug on screen.
They look terrifying.
Oh, that's
Be
not
warned.
great. That's not great.
I saw one as a kid,
Oh,
and
they're
it scarred me for life.
So big. I'm not putting that on screen. I lied. Google that yourself. Oh, they're so big. I don't want to. No, yeah, I don't get the Dobson fly. Antia, the kingdom anointed by ant dragons. Ooh. Wait. What's you said bullet ant? No, not that. Go away.
Yes, bullet ant, specifically the sting of it. And the black color of it.
Did I close that tab completely? I must have. Frick, hold on.
It freaked you out that bad.
Yeah. I don't know where that went. Discord. Oh, there it is. You didn't hear anything.
You didn't see
Well, of
any.
course, now I closed it. Like a dingus. Okay. Of course, now I completely forgot what I was looking at. Ah, yes. The bullet ant. Parapanera clavata. That one's for clever. I hate its size even more. I told you, clever! It's so bad!
We tried to warn you.
It's not. I'm not squeamish either. I just looked at that and it was like, somebody who doesn't like bugs is not going to enjoy this. So I'm just not going to subject them to it.
Lol, thank you.
Yeah, I got you.
It haunted me as a kid, so I needed to show it some respect.
I got you.
Add it in.
It's the Parapanera Cleveland. What? It's the Parapanera Kingdom. So named because long ago it was. Oh frick! Wait, that's a whole thing. What if there is a lineage of rulers that are magically blessed, and instead of recognizing just one as the queen, there's a group of ant dragons that recognize the entire lineage as worthy of being a queen, their queen. And so they've just been hanging out in the same kingdom, effectively being the vanguard for its army for centuries. And each new ruler gets like blessed in some capacity by the ants, and through shenanigans and just the intertwining of their magic, just also happens to be completely resistant to their toxin.
I can see that working because like a family of sorcerers, where they get their power from like some high being, then it keeps getting passed down on their lineage. If they recognize, instead of the person itself, whoever they're getting the magic from as that, then they would stay, because they would only go and find a new queen if their previous one passes. So
whoop, clever. What you got?
Good idea.
I really dig that one for a narrative. I feel like that could be a player character. Bandit King of Ants. Whoa. Whoa.
Oh.
I like.
Yo, I just had a weird Naruto idea.
Yeah.
Like, you know that bug ninja guy that like could summon a bunch of bugs and stuff?
Yes.
Oh.
I feel like there could be somebody who can summon a bunch of like little dragon ant bugs.
These things are bigger than horses.
These things are size huge.
Yeah,
Which
even better.
Is, for context, horses is not the comparator you want, because horses are size large, and they're small on the size large scale. What you want is giants. These things are at least 2 stories tall.
So Attack on Titan, but with dragons.
Yeah, pretty much. But with ant-shaped dragons. With 6 legs. I love it. I hate it. I love
Now
it.
I can think of it as like as Ant-Man, but like huge, where he rides like Antony.
Sorry. For context on body plan, they probably look a little like. Okay, that's not the one I was thinking of. Still in the right direction though. They probably look a little bit like this thing of the here is what it's called, but with wings and a more competent body composition. Bandit King with an army of ants that raids kingdoms. Yes. Yes. Okay. Here's the real question. There's like a couple of cool player character origins you can do from this. Oh man. What if your character's town was destroyed by somebody commanding an army of ant dragons? Or I wouldn't really call it an army if it's 6 to 10. An army including ant dragons maybe. And instead of taking vengeance, like direct vengeance on the queen, air quotes, or Skitter from the Worm series, she would rule the world. Oh no. What is that?
You can have the town. I'd quit.
Hey, goodbye.
So these things do look more like dragons than ants. That is the one saving grace here.
Oh,
For
okay.
the most part, yes.
If
I
I'm
don't know. I still think I
understanding
get
it
Uncanny Valley.
correctly. Okay. Otter, you're gonna have to send me what that is, because I looked it up and I don't understand, and I'm mildly scared.
To add on real quick to the 6 to 10, that's only the general size of the group that travels on the way to find a new queen. Once they do and they start reproducing, it's up to whoever the queen is whether or not the wormlings will stay in the colony or get sent out to find their own queen. So the Bandit King idea, he could just, if there's enough food and resources, continuously have them stay in the colony.
Ah. Interesting. Which, that would require him to build a kingdom. That's a narrative in and of itself, is accidentally becoming the Bandit King for a group of these, and you don't want to say goodbye to any of them, so you just have to keep expanding your kingdom. That actually, you know what, as I'm saying it, that sounds more like a big bad evil guy lore, but like with a really weird twist, where he's not doing it for bad reasons, I swear. He's just doing it because he can't let go.
He's just too attached to him.
Too attached to all of them.
Oh, this
He
is
tried
the
being
Steve
nice
Irwin.
at first.
Oh man, I feel like, again, ant like dragons. I feel like this would be very fun to cuddle these. Not gross, I promise. Yeah. Just 6 of these all huddled up.
This is where we get Steve Irwin. But
Yes!
this dragon in particular. You just
Look at the size of that bugger! Oh.
I was trying to find a way to bring it in, and I found it.
Oh man. Steve Irwin D&D character, underrated. Look man, I've got babies to take care of. Just hand over the supplies of your people and I'll leave you alone.
I can honestly see something like that. Because if someone just doesn't want to send any of them away, especially like an adventuring party, they tend to get really attached to,
Yes.
pets and stuff that you give them. So if, one day your 4 ant dragons end up each having, 2 of them have 3 eggs each, you have to decide whether or not you are you going to keep them and have so much more supplies that you need to get, or do you send them away and, part with that part of your pet.
Ah.
Okay.
What if there's a kingdom?
Yeah, I just see like a party character walking up with one of these things in a baby sling. Like, just give me your food. I got babies to feed.
What if there's a kingdom where the monarch, as we mentioned before, is the queen of the ant dragons, but the way the kingdom works, there's just so many of them that every citizen gets one, except for your player character, who either got one but then it died or something, or went missing or something. And your player character's motivation is finding out what the frick happened to its dragon, or to their dragon.
That's such a tragic campaign.
A lot of, listen, Liam O'Brien said it best. Nobody leaves their house because they're happy. Nobody goes adventuring because they're happy with their life.
What? But I do.
Okay, very few player characters go adventuring on like a D&D style level 20 max quest because they're happy with how their life is going. Because, like, let's be real. If you enjoy how your life is going, your response to a lich trying the end of the world is, I'll help a little. I mean, okay, it might
Or
be
you try to romance a lich. I'll stop.
Good luck with that with Vecna.
Listen, the possibility is always there, and it's 1d20 away from happening.
Yes!
The only fun part of dating Vecna is that you can't keep secrets from him, so your relationship will be intrinsically healthy. Unfortunately, I don't know how that works in the opposite direction. Oh man. I'm trying. So hold on. To bring it back around to the serve your people, dragon comrades. Each citizen is a queen on their own. Preserve their peace and happiness. Yeah. Has a royal guard too. Oh frick! Wait, royal guard variants of these would be sick. Just,
Yeah, in my head, I kind of was just thinking of bullet ants, but it could be like any ant you think of, really.
yeah.
No fire ants of these guys, smaller than the bullet ant ones. There's like so many more of them.
Maybe they develop abilities based off of their queen as they get older. So like fire ants might come from like a queen that is more orientated towards certain like aggressive, like attacking. I don't know how to phrase it. Or no, I lied. They'd want to fill in the holes for their queen. So if their queen is a tank, they are DPS or healer or both.
Oh,
Ooh.
anything?
Ants with like, you know, plants growing off of them to put out healing because their queen like can't do it themselves.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Mm.
Some sort of magic.
Your queen is like a saint that lost her powers or something, or used to be a cleric.
Magic metamorphosis that takes on the aspects of their queen. I love that.
I have down at the bottom as well for the stuff that it can do for combat. The stuff that it eats in the area, it's able to spit back up. So if it's, you know, in a swamp or something and eats something poisonous, it's able to spit that back up.
Mmm. We do have ads for 3 minutes, and since we're on my stream only, I think we'll chill out for a sec.
Okay.
Oof. Oh man, this stream's been so fun though.
It is really fun.
This was such a good idea,
I would
Daigle.
absolutely do this again in a heartbeat.
1000%.
Thank you all for
Yes.
showing up. For those who
Thank
are
you
not
for
seeing ads,
inviting
we
us.
are not done yet. We're just chilling for a few minutes. Let me open that up since we're doing that. Here.
Mm.
Hey.
I think this would be like a fun concept to play with, just like, yes, other D&D like type of monsters or things, but
Yeah.
maybe like a Halloween special or something where you just make like a new horror monster.
Last
Or something.
year's
I don't know.
theme, and I feel bad for May on this one. Last year's theme was Kraken, and so they wanted people to do ocean-themed monsters.
Lol.
Oh,
So
That's hilarious.
that's a challenge for you, May. If you want to come up with an ocean-themed D&D monster, just because I will happily help you write the stats for it.
Wait, is that for next year or this year?
That was last year.
Oh!
We don't know what next year's is yet. We probably won't find out till January. I genuinely didn't even expect them to do a second one. Like, I saw them post about it. I'm like, wait, they're doing it again? Wait, that's so good. Yes, please. I kind of hope they do slimes next year. I don't know why.
what? Oh.
Slimes and oozes. Puddings.
I would love slimes.
Are you going to do your little guy?
I mean, I could, or I'm literally thinking about, what was it? That anime with Rimuru? The time I turned into slime.
Just the
Yeah.
Rimuru class slime. They added a new slime in 5.5e that I kind of love. It's, I don't remember the name of it, but it's size gargantuan, and it is born from the corpses of gods, because in D&D lore, gods can die. But, like, because it's so big, it just ends up eating entire planets. But it's floating through the astral sea, so that really doesn't happen a lot. And there will be people whose entire job is just diving into these things to get magic items out of them. Welcome back, Clever.
Welcome back, guys.
Talking about slimes instead of dragons.
We'll resume the dragon talk in a sec, because trust me, I wanna come back to that. I'm waiting for the sign to go up because it's on a 3-minute timer, and I don't know that everybody got the same ads. Okay. I've been trying to avoid like connecting it to my own guy, but also like these are such a easy this would be such a fun thing to put with the seismic dragon. Like, imagine the scenario I described to you earlier, where it's just like a elephant-sized dragon vibing in a courtyard, and then you go to fight it, but the courtyard stands up and fights you. Cool. Now imagine that same scenario, but then 100 other dragons fly out of the animated courtyard to also fight you.
Oh, and it's the little flower ones too. And then the cheese one comes out and also attacks from underground.
Cheese ones just run away with the cheese.
The cheese
Oh,
ones
there's
attack
cheese,
your
yeah.
party and steal all your food, so you can't Skyrim shovel cheese into you.
Yeah, everybody else's dragons are like on some sort of construct that the seismic dragon made, but my dragon is just like Scratch from Ice Age, just chasing after one wheel of cheese. That keeps getting stuck in increasingly interesting ways.
Speaking of combining the dragons, yes, Clever. Just imagining the most chaotic fight in the world, where it's just all of our dragons, like, getting together to rough up a dude, and then, like, but like, it's an endgame fight, so it's all these dragons versus, like, a lich and its massive undead army. And there's lasers and, like, bot explosions all over the place, and the freaking seismic dragon's construct is, like, tussling with a reanimated Tarask. And throughout all of this, there's just the cheese mouse chasing a wheel of cheese that keeps getting kicked around. Luckiest gosh dang monster in the world.
Once it grabs the cheese, though, it casts a spell, and the lich turns into a block of cheese.
Yeah! And then, all the undead fall. Hi, Radek!
This is making me hungry.
The flower dragon with the cordyceps fungus. Oh my gosh.
Yo!
Controlling the ant dragons. Oh!
I was waiting for that
Yo.
to come up.
Nutty!
That rest in a construct of the seismic dragon.
You're making me
It is just
lose
an
my
island.
mind. Oh, so I wrote this into the lore. The seismic dragons, when they die, their constructs just stick around for a very long time because they are very particular about, like, instilling their magic into the construct. And so, like, if the seismic dragon dies, its construct, if it was, like, in the middle of something, as long as nothing's, like, actively attacking it, it'll just stay there for, like, 1,000 years. So, like, yeah, residual magic. So it's entirely plausible that a seismic dragon would die, its construct would become overgrown, a flower dragon would move in with its cordyceps, control the ant dragons, and hang out. And here's the real kicker: if it died in the middle of a bay, May's toxic seaweed dragon could come in and, like, hang out around the feet, and then that's just the coolest dungeon ever.
I love this all combined. Let's go.
This is the llama.
There it is, the dungeon for the dragons.
Yes.
Literally Dungeons for Dragons.
You've heard of Dungeons and Dragons, but what if your dungeon was a dragon?
In the center of this whole dungeon in construction, this is just like the little cheese king mouse dragon.
Exactly.
Aw.
With his little crown of
He's
cheese.
maintained a pantry. If he needs more food, he'll just sneak on top of one of the ant dragons' backs when they fly away, and go, like, gather it, and then just wait for them to, like, hang out somewhere. Somali the Forest Spirit vibe, shifting layout from the magic. Ooh, I didn't even think about that. I should consider writing that into the lore. Dungeon Dragons and Dragons. Dungeon Dragons and Dragon Dungeons. Dragonception! There's too many
We're like
dragons.
playing the meta levels right now for dragons.
There's too many dragons, guys. Cool your jets. Blackpool's house and Black Clover. Yeah, basically. But dragon shaped. And capable of launching a gigantic thunder... hold on. What's the phrase here? Imagine if somebody shot a speaker at you and then the speaker exploded with violent noise. Yeah.
Ouch.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. It's the fulmination cannon, but like all of the ant dragons get inside of it. And then when it explodes, they just all fly out and start attacking things. Look at my cool
Look at my
dungeon
cool
design.
dragon
It's
design.
got dragons and dragons and dragons and dragons.
Dragons the dragons.
4 times the dragons. It itself is a dragon. Too many dragons? No, not enough dragons.
Never.
3 out of 10. Not enough dragon.
Looking at you, Hoenn Region. I need about 2 more dragon types before I'm gonna take this seriously. And the mold is also a dragon. Oh man. Now I have to go write a mold dragon. Clever, what you doing? I don't got time for this. This thing took me 2 months.
That's already the cheese dragon. You'll be fine.
Eh.
Oh frick, you right.
Jesus mold.
Jesus moldy milk. Blue cheese. We came back around to the blue cheese. Oh, this stream is getting out of hand in the best possible way.
I'll
Okay.
never live this down.
I'm gonna give you all back chair privileges 1 sec.
Chair privileges? We've been standing for hours, thank goodness.
Aw.
It's more like we scooted the chairs to the front of the theater so that it wouldn't get in the way. Okay. Ah. Oh my gosh, this was so good. I want to know more. I want to talk about dragons for more. And we have 15 minutes before I normally end the stream, so technically we can.
Oh, the dragons.
But I did also start early. I don't know. It's up to y'all. Is there anything else? Did anyone in chat have anything they wanted to talk about for any of these dragons? Kingdom of Dragons.
I just realized, like-
Dragons 4 Dragons, Draconica. Sorry, May, what were you gonna say?
If and Momo are just standing on the table.
Yeah, I can't really slide you guys under without doing some shenanigans.
It's cute.
Spoiler alert. Long term, this is gonna be a VR chat setting, so we'll have a whole stream with that later. I already
If
kinda talked
nobody
about
else has
that.
anything out, whose dragon do you think would win in a thumb war battle?
Oh frick! In a thumb war specifically, or just a fight?
Someone?
In a thumb war.
I don't think all of them have thumbs.
I don't think any of them do. Yeah.
Are they disqualified if they don't?
I feel like
Oh.
everyone but Maze does actually, because Maze
Aw.
isn't, no, only because yours is an underwater dragon, so it has flippers.
I fins.
Yeah, it has fins. But I feel like all the rest of them did have thumbs. I didn't have art for mine, but like dragons in D&D generally have opposable thumbs. Not all of them, but like most of them.
I mean, how else would mine grab cheese without thumbs?
Exactly.
And
Or hold a scepter with like a fork?
I feel like if yours ever got its hands on something like the jar that lets you produce any liquid, it would just permanent nacho cheese.
There's no such thing as a stupid thought, Clever.
Each of your dragons have a subspecies of kobolds. That's a solid question. And that does create some interesting scenarios. Where there's kobolds that function like an ant colony. There's kobolds that live underwater and are resistant to poison. There's kobolds that enjoy cultivating gardens. Giant construct sword, it swings around. Wasn't here for the seismic strike, so I'm not sure if this is possible. I didn't write it into the lore. I'm not going to say no, but the seismic dragon's construct is shaped like a dragon because it's also its lair. The issue you run into is that the seismic dragon really doesn't like damaging its lair to the point that one of the abilities I gave the lair is that it can't target a creature if it would cause damage to itself in doing so.
It transforms into a sword just because it looks cool.
Yeah. I mean, there's also nothing against, like, it ripping a giant sword off of another statue and just using that in its mouth. Imagine Great Grey Wolf Sif, but it's a giant stone dragon, and it, like, bites... yeah. Great Grey Wolf Sif, but it's a giant stone dragon. This one is just a weirdo shooting.
A Legion of Handyman Kobolds for the Seismic Dragon? I mean... why not?
Oh, you know what? Valid. I imagine that the kobolds would take on, like, the craft that the seismic dragon valued based off the buildings get collected. So, like, if you had one that just had a bunch of amphitheaters, you'd run into a bunch of kobolds that put on plays, like, all the time and just have memorized whatever the Forgotten Realms version of Shakespeare is.
Shakespeare kobolds just reenacting Romeo and Juliet.
Craft cheese. You mean cheese mouse dragon?
Fromage cheese.
It all comes
Or
back
just
around.
not how you would say actually cheese mouse. But, I mean, it's close enough.
Don't look at me.
It would be like Cerise de fromage or something like that.
The Black Brie. There's MacGuffin for you. Wait a minute, this is actually a thing. Brie Noir. Gastro Obscura. What? Hold on. Brie's darker, older cousin can only be found in one region of France. It's typically aged 5 to 10 weeks, but Brie Noir, or Black Brie, lasts at 5 to 10 weeks. Brie Noir calls that amateur hour, because Brie Noir takes up to 2 years to develop its distinct dark color, crumbly texture, and earthy flavor. I didn't know this was real. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a joke he did as a one-off.
Cheese is never a joke. The cheese kobolds are suspiciously rodent-like.
The regular ones are.
Yeah.
Forget the kobolds.
They'd be very, like, cheese motivated. They would, like, work in restaurants.
Are the cheese kobolds, like, little itty-bitty?
Like, they would also be the size of a mouse and sit in people's houses.
I don't know if it's funnier if they're, like, normal-sized kobolds worshipping a, like, rat-sized dragon, or if they're tiny kobolds worshipping a rat-sized dragon. Like, they would have to be bug-sized almost at that point.
I think it's funny if they're normal-sized.
There's a running joke in there somewhere about, like, the kobolds all, like, sitting down to worship the dragon. And then, like, the player can just come into a giant horde and expect to find, nothing of value. Or like, a giant... No, not nothing of value. Like, a gigantic freaking monster. And then they walk in, and it's just a pile of cheese. And there's just a rat-sized dragon sitting on top of it going...
How would kobolds work for, like, Momo's dragon?
I feel like...
Or flower crown.
Pollination.
Oh yeah. Pollination?
They would have to pollinate the flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Like Egyptians worshipping cats. A tiny dragon on a throne gorging itself on cheese. That visual is magical.
I mean, he was based on a cat.
Yeah, I've met that cat, and that cat's vibes sometimes. And I mean that as a compliment. Okay. We got about 5 minutes left. I think we're going to wind it down here. So thank you everyone for making dragons and showing up and having a great time and talking nerdy bullcrap. You're all fantastic.
Oh,
Thank you for hosting this.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
I'm always happy to host stuff like this. I really like giving people creative challenges and like having them seeing what they come up with. I think it's interesting. If you've ever looked into game jams, it's usually the same premise of heavily restricted. And I think even though this was less heavily restricted because it's any dragon you want, it still resulted in a lot of cool ideas and cool conversation and interesting ways that people could use these guys in their campaigns. And I'd love to see if anybody ends up using these in their campaigns. Feel free to tag us if you use one of our dragons. Once again, I have been Adigal. Please say hello and thank you. And good job to May, Momo, If Only, and HauntedDivine, please. They all did fantastic. Their dragons were also lovely and cool and interesting, and I love them all because I love all dragons, but I also love these people and their creative brains, and they're really cool.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
You're so sweet. You're a creative brain too.
Yes.
Who me, you know, I'm just a worm.
That was cute.
Aww.
I'm sitting on that joke forever.
Wait, why did we submit a Daigle as a dragon for this event?
Because I'm already
Could you imagine
here.
if all of us did that?
I've been here the whole time.
No lore.
You want
Could you
my lore?
imagine that, like,
I gotta save that for another video, man. That's some custom
Lol.
model. All right, good job, everyone. Okay, does anyone have someone that they would like to raid out to that would be appropriate for this stream? I'm looking at D&D, but I don't know any of these people.
I'm fresh out.
I might look at art as well, because that's usually a good fallback.
I only know the people here, and then, like, Sayu and Amalie.
I literally found someone doing dragon doodles. Do we want to raid them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why not?
Alrighty.
Appropriate.
/raid. Okay. As per usual with raids for people I do not know, please be aware that I cannot guarantee the safe for workness of their stream. Thank you everyone for stopping by. May, go follow May. Go follow Momo. Go follow If Only. Go follow HauntedDivine. Let me slam the buttons real
Do you have their
quick.
socials?
That's what I'm doing.
I don't have any socials, but keep me in your hearts.
Shout out If Only.
You.
Shout out Momochi Mio. Shout out ASKP Cafe. And shout out HauntedDivine.
Why did Momo not pop up with the link?
I don't think any of them did. It's partially because I'm shouting out too many people at once, so it probably put them all in queue. Anyway, we're gonna read out. Okay, so thanks everyone for stopping by. I really appreciate your work, and I hope you have a wonderful night. I will be back tomorrow working on Pokemon, a Pokemon fan game that I've been had in the works. May, when is your next stream?
Thursday.
All right, go check out May on Thursday. Momo, when is your next stream?
Tomorrow.
Go check out Momo tomorrow. I think she actually starts before I do. Okay, we're ready. Bye!
Lol. That was funny.